Hello. Beep, 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 beep. Well, I'm later than I wanted to be. An hour later than I should be. Sorry. What is going on? Can you hear me okay? Hey, Kelson. Hello again. Hello. Windows did a mega update yesterday and absolutely nuked all my audio and everything. So, how are we doing? We sounding okay? Every time Windows does something, it just goes mental. Hey, Rick, hello. Music kind of loud compared to voice. Yeah, see, it's Windows. Let me sort it out. There you go. How's that? How are we doing? See, look at the music's really low. I don't know. I give up. PCs are a pain. Cool. Cool. Hey, yeah. Hi, guys. Hello. So I'll just let the stream start while I'm just fanning around here. Music is ridiculously addictive. I've been dancing. Good call. Good choices. So yeah, I suppose I better do an intro. Hello, welcome. Like I said, I was late from work. You made the music yourself. Awesome. It's very addictive. At first I thought, oh, what's this music? And now I can't turn it off. Again, Indie Showcase. Here we are again. Retro Spaceball. Sounds cool to me. Sounds cool to me. So this is actually a very strange and unique game. I can't say I've heard of a pinball space shooter before, which is essentially what it is, isn't it? It's very unique, awesome. So again, I'm going to play it for the first time. So I've tried not playing the game as always. I try not to play the games, so I didn't. I'm looking forward to this one. I just loaded it up to make sure it works. That's all I've done. I promise. So I don't actually know, because research, how many levels are in this demo. So this is the demo. If you want to grab this demo, it's actually free at the minute. First glance is the best for testing. Yeah, I mean, exactly. So if you want to grab this demo, it's actually free at the minute. So it is in. What are you in? What version are you? So 8th of February. Oh, okay. So this is quite recent. So yeah, this is beta, as you can see. So it is a beta game, as always. As I always say, it's beta. There may well be bugs in it. There should be bugs in it. If there's no bugs in it, you're not trying hard enough. Okay. Try to update weekly. Okay. So yeah, you can go and grab this on the website if you want. If you fancy playing it, because why would you not do that? Do that. You should go and do that. So we got controller support, which is awesome. Controls, let's have a look. If my PC wants to play the game. No, that one. Okay. Hold and move, dash, fire. Excellent. That's the kind of controls I like. Just want to shoot stuff. So I'm just going to crack on and get into it. You know how this goes. What am I doing? That one, play. Guess I'll select level 1 then. Looks like my choices. Oh my god, I hate controller menu. Oh! So that's fire. Okay, so. Whoa. That's. Okay, so this is. Okay, so. Oh my god. This is so. Okay. So bear with, I'm getting used to this myself. So we're shooting the ball like a pinball, but I've also got to fly through space. Oh my god. Oh, I can just hold the power button down. Okay, you can just spam the shoot button. Does it affect my score if I use too many shots? Is that what am I ruining my score here? Oh my god, this is tough. Oh my god. No, go in the little hole thing. Stop hitting it. I want it to bounce. Get in there. Wow, this is very unique. Cool. Hey, it looks great. It looks fantastic. I love it. Loving the style. Mission 1. Look at that. I'm so good at this. Bonus round. What's a bonus round? So we've got... Whoa, 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 whoa. No, don't use the blocks. It's a very cool concept. No. So, D-pad. It's analog. Okay. God, why do you think it might be easier on a keyboard? I'm gonna try that. We just not die. No, not easier on a keyboard. I'll take that back. I take it back. Okay, so power-ups. Okay, cool. Oh my god, oh my god. Get that, what does that do? Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god, no, that's not where I wanted it to go. No. It's actually very, oh my god, it's really tricky. Oh, power shield. Dude. Can I smash through that? What am I doing? No, I'm so terrible at this. Oh, yeah, this is better. Aha. It's actually very cool. It's actually a very cool notion. I like this. It's very... I can't say I've ever played anything like this before. This tea is too hot. Christ. So this is going to be very good for speed runs and high scores. Best time 140. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's very cool. Next zone. So, like I said, so do I get punished for using more fire, more ammo, or not? Do I get a higher score if I use less? No. Oh yeah, look at this. Whoa. Oh no, shit. Get in there. Music's too addictive, man. Cool. Okay, cool. Now, you're unpunished, but accuracy is recorded. Uh-oh. That's done by strong suit. Okay, accuracy is recorded. Okay. That's not very accurate. Oh my god. No! Come on, get up there. Just right on the corner. Shoot. Let's work on. I'm going to get through them first, and then worry about my accuracy. Oh, shit. Go on, go on. Get up there. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please give me a bit of fire. Give me some spread ammo. I want some spread. Shield. No, I don't want your shield. Sucks your shield. Wow, this ball feels really heavy now. What is going on? Shield. No, don't give me shield. Give me something. Give me... Oh, yeah. Oh my god, it's so difficult. It's so... Can I have some flat bullets, please? I don't want these pointy ones anymore. No! No! What's that? Fire rate. Ah, okay. Oh, yeah. No, no. Oh, that's the spread one, isn't it? Is that spread? Impact. No, it just hits it hard. Ah. Ah, size increase. Yes. Stop missing it, Rich. Stop it. I missed it. Oh my god. How did I miss the power? Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop. Stop. Stop this. This is another game I can't look at the chat. I should learn. We're gonna run. But check us out, everyone. Post link in the demo. Yeah, cool. Okay, cheers, Kelson. Thanks for joining anyway, man. As always, you're a star. The real goal is to get to the top quickly. You'll generally use less bullets if you have a quick run. And these bullets you have, the big score generally score. Cool. Yeah, and Kelson, don't worry. I'll link all the game in Twitter and everything. Oh shit. This is not... I'm not good at this game. Yep, go on. Oh, this is what I wanted. Bam, 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 bam. Get up for it. Get it. Shit. Yes. It's really hard. Level 2. Well, this is very unique. It is very cool. This is good. This is good. So I'm very tired today. I was on early shift, so I'm like a zombie. Okay. What? I need to sort my accuracy out, don't I? What's going on here? Ah. No. Right, see if you get it just perfect. No. Well, I'm glad you haven't got ammo. Ah, what's that one? Impact. Oh, that's good. Oh, right in the middle. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, oh, stuff's happening. Oh my god, what's this? Do I want to hit that or not? I do. That was a power up. Hello, who's that? Who's that dude? So are these good or bad? Can I kill this thing? Yes, I can. Oh, oh, bullshit. Oh. Get up there. Oh, 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 we get an enemy. Oh, no. Oh, oh. Jesus. Spread. That's what I want. I want the spread. Spread is your friend. Shit. Get it. One shot. No, I missed. Shit. Go on. Bounce. Shoot. Oh, you're kidding me. No, don't go backwards. No. Oh my god. One inspiration of the game. Inspiration of the game had ammo. Yeah, see, I knew you'd try and add ammo. You indie developers are maniacs. I suppose you could do a like a super difficult version. So how long has the game been in development? How long have you been working on it? Oh yeah, that's the win. Oh my god. Oh, I'm missing all the power-ups here. That's a... Oh my god. Oh wow, look at this. This is mental now. Holy cow. Decided earlier ammo would be too tough. Yes, it would be too tough. Working on myself for just over 2 years part time. Oh my god. My respect, man. That's impressive. 2 years. Wow. And do you have a launch year, or where are you at? Where do you think you'd like to be? Like a hard release this year, but maybe early next year. Okay, cool. So we've got lots of testing to do. Sounds good to me. Oh wow, this rapid fire is good. Oh Christ. Oh yeah, this is good. No, this is not good. Just need that one hit. Yes. Really depends how the community builds up and that kind of thing. I'm planning to update it as long as I feel it needs, which is depending on how well it performs. Yeah, that's true. You don't want to. I suppose the more interest, then the more interest you have in building it up. That makes total sense. Jesus. Do you have any plans to add any multiplayer? I don't know how hard that is to add. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a nightmare. Did you have any plans to do like a versus mode or anything like that? Long term, I'm talking. I don't mean next week. Oh my god, I've got stuff right here. Look at this. Yes. Yeah. Go. Get it. No, why are you doing this to me? Versus mode is taking 6 months longer than I expected. Oh, you are okay. You are playing. Let me just fail this bit. Get working prototypes behind schedule. Oh, cool. No, that's awesome. Build a habit now as PvP. The version you're playing. Ah, okay. That's awesome. Wow, that's good news. Let me just. Oh my god. How have I got it wedged here? Stop hitting it. Right up the middle, that's it. Yes. No. Shield. I don't want shield. Give me spread. I want rapid fire, and I want. Oh, that's really rapid. Look at that. Can't fail here. Oh, yes. Hello, alien. Hello. I shoot you. Spread. Winner. No, don't. Yes. Whoa. What have I done here? How have I managed to get that wedged? Okay, cool. So we have multiplayer comment. That's very cool. Oh, Christ. What have I done? Oh, I missed the detail. Oh, so what's details? Oh, okay, so still much for your time. Just kill, shield. Okay, well, let's not look at those ones because it's going to be terrible. Oh, Christ. No. Completely wedged. Speed increase. Come on. Go. You make the ice to this. No, I've missed. How have I missed every shot there? No. Stop it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, they might be local only. This is what it takes off on. I'm definitely planning to host matches over. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. That'd be cool. No, it's just nice to have the option, that's all. I appreciate it's a lot of extra work. Oh no. You're supposed to die, are you? Stop dying. Just got that little bit harder now, isn't it? No! Oh, okay, I see. We're getting trickier maps now. Shit. No, I'm meant to get that. Yes, get around there. Do I want to... Oh, you can shoot through the wall, I forget. Oh, God. Get up there. Go, 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 go. No. How have I got it wedged there? How have I managed that? No, 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 no. You bastard. The worst penalties. There are no real penalties in the game. I'm trying to keep it very arcade-like. Yeah, that's cool. It needs to be. I think it needs to be like that. It needs to be pick up and play, try and get a high score type of game. I don't think level progression is particularly the way. But I like the fact that it's well, I'm not liking it at the moment. I like the fact that it's the map has got harder. Go on, go on, go on, go, 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 get up there, you little alpha. I like to change my last statement. I'm not enjoying it now. What's going on? Get up there! No! No! Quite sure you'd have no chance doing this with ammo, would you? Get up there. Why am I sucking at this so much? Right, okay, let's get it there. Oh, what a shot. That's what I meant. That's it. What? Yes! Locked it off. Thank God for that. I like the fact that you can lock off the section as well. Yeah, it's actually experience points and level progression. Rich just recording it. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. I think that's a good way of doing it. Like I said, if you can make this like an arcade, unique arcade, because like I said, this is very unique, very unique. Shield. Right. Okay. Let's start again. Bam, bam, bam. Ah, crap. Come on, lock it off, lock it off, lock it off. No! No, no, no! Oh man. Oh man, this is some rubbish at this. Don't get stuck in there. Go on, yes, 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 yes. As far as difficulty ramp is concerned, it's the most difficult part of the game's design, probably undergo further change. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you are. It's right, you know, it's like pinball, isn't it? Like as in real life, it can only get harder by making it harder to control the ball, but you can't make it too frustratingly hard. So I think I'm making it look harder than it is. If I just blast it there, they can't go back fast. No, it can't. Yes. That's the end, that's the end. Just got to get a good shot. Yes. Oh, God. It's maybe all hot. Oh, I just noticed I get bronze medals. I think I got silver the last one. This level was actually the very first level I designed, I think. Okay. Yeah, that was hard, that one. That was very difficult. Oh, what's this? Oh wow, this is way bigger. Oh man, this is difficult. Okay, yeah, this is a nice progression with the wider screen. I like this. Oh, oh, okay, so it's a lot more pinball-y now. Nice, okay. Have that. Oh yeah, what a shot! Yeah, the fly. Oh, look at this! These blasters. Oh, I missed the nice. I missed half the level. Oh, what a shot! Cool. This one I went a bunch of iterations. So this version is probably a 9 months. So okay, yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like the fact that it's gone wider. But you definitely need those narrow ones to start with, because otherwise you won't understand what's, you know, how to control it. It was wider. Oh Christ, yeah, you'd end up losing it. That's the thing, is because again, it's very difficult. This is the thing with game design, because you make it wider, and then people get lost on it. No. Oh yeah, that was a good hit. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, so yeah, this is starting to feel a lot more pinball-y now. Oh god, oh god. Shoot. Get that one. No, no. Where's the ball? No. Oh my god. Stop it. Stop it. Stop going backwards. Oh no. It's a different experiment first. First to level design. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. This. Oh my god. Yeah, I really like the bouncing bumpers, the extra width. I definitely prefer this. But again, I do kind of think the narrow levels are needed. But this is yeah, this is very cool. I'm really enjoying this. This is a very good level. Stop. Oh, yes, just. Where's it gone? It's no. Oh, I shouldn't be firing when it's doing this because I'm ruining my accuracy, aren't I? Oh no, no. Please make it. Please make it. I've done it again. So I'm going to bump it. Little training wheels. Yeah, the narrow level. Yeah, absolutely. Crap. Funny because you play one level and it's you blast your way through it and it goes perfectly, and then you do a level now like this and I can't hit anything. Right, blast it up there, thank you. Speed. Oh, yes. I didn't see that boost. Oh, I shouldn't have touched it. Oh, Christ. This would be great with an arcade stick, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, what's this? No! Oh god, so now I've got these to contend with, have I? What's this bullshit? Right. Are these good or bad? Are they good or bad? Let's get a snowflake. What do these do? Are these my friends or not? Yeah, they are my friends. Okay. Might get a good blast on this. Now I don't know if I'm supposed to use the ball to damage these guns or what. Let's find out. I assume I've got to hit that. Oh, blow that one up. And I'm guessing that I can't use my bullets. No, of course I can't. That'd be far too sensible. It's pinball. That's the point, isn't it? Go on, go on. No. Right, I need a good hit. I need a good hit. Yes, that's it. That's one. You get in there. Got it. What's that done for? What's that done for me? Jimmy made an arcade cabinet first. A modified digital pinball machine. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Even one of the little desktop ones. Start with that. That'd be cool. Oh, I need another hit. Yes! Oh my god! No! 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 We're through. We're through. Whew. That's difficult. That's a cool level. I like that. That's a very cool level. I like it. Bronze. Yeah, that's probably fair. I think I've done well to get a bronze out of that. The ending game. What you mean when you complete the level, the mission? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm sure there's going to be things you want to add and change all the time, but you've got to stop it. You've got to stop somewhere, haven't you? Yeah, you improve one thing and then you realise that something else is not quite as on the same level as that, so you have to improve that. As long as you keep going. I mean, you've been doing it 2 years, to be fair. You work on one thing a bit, yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you for the follow. I missed that. I was offline at the time. Appreciate it. No, my pleasure. Like I said, that's what I'm trying to do. There's loads of indie devs like yourself making these cool games. You know, spending years doing it, but you know, you're so busy making the games that you don't have a chance to really show people playing it. So that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so that again, that's what I'm trying to focus on this channel. Just playing indie games and other games. I play whatever I like, but I just like indie games. So I'm just trying to help cool games get played. Simple as that. And to pair up with it again, I was off Twitch for a while, so I kind of lost a bit of my following, and I've only just come back. You're a huge fan too, yeah, absolutely. It's cool, isn't it? So I've only just come back full time, really. So I'm just building myself back up again. You just started interviewing. Well, believe it or not, last night I actually started my own podcast. How weird is that? Yeah, so it's just gonna. It's what I'm aiming to do is to probably similar to you. I'm just gonna feature. Drop a link to your. Is it your podcast? Drop a link to your podcast. I'd love to listen. I'm just gonna pair up a podcast episode with a live stream of the game. So I'm gonna get so. Oh, you don't have a set. Okay, cool. Well. Okay, cool. Well, we'll work something out. That'd be awesome. So if you're welcome. If you want to join me on my podcast, you can come on, chat about your game. We'll just discuss what you're doing with the game, what your plans are, how long it's taken you, everything we've kind of discussed here. We'll put it in a podcast episode, release it, and then I'll play the game on stream so people can see it. And that's the idea. So it'll be like a pair up. That was my idea. So it's probably, yeah, cool. Okay, well, we'll do that then. That'd be awesome. I started it last night. That's all, and I've had maybe 6 or 7 devs message me, being interested in being on the podcast. So that'd be awesome. So I'll get to it. As you know, time is a killer, especially having a full-time job. And again, I always upload the stream to YouTube after, so you can view it or share it or do whatever you want with it. It's yours to do what you want with. But just because it's got a permanent home online, then, because Twitch only keeps the stream for a couple of weeks, so then it deletes it. So I'll upload it to YouTube later as well. Oh, whoa! What have I done? What did I do? I haven't got one public on mine. I plan to handpick some devs and make it. Application outline. Okay. Well, all I did. Oh, I actually can't. I'll find. Look at that. Okay. I'll drop a link. Where is it? It's only on Anchor at the minute, which not the best platform, but it'll do for now. So there you go. Look at that. Last night, no plays. Boo. How do I link to the actual podcast? In fact, I think you can do it on Spotify, can't you? Just do this live. View public site. Ah, there you go. Anchor's what I plan to use. Yeah, I actually do have another business podcast that I actually pay for yearly hosting. But it's expensive. So I just thought I'd try this one on Anchor. Oh, listen, you're addicted to podcasts. Same here. I have. Just for, as we're talking about it, if I load up my podcast, my podcast app, these are all my podcasts. Wow, it's hard to scroll. These are all my yeah, loads. Yeah, well, do you know what? I actually can't listen to podcasts at work anymore. Because I'm a train driver, so I can't listen while I'm driving. But I have lots of breaks, and I walk to work and stuff. So that's what I try and do. But I love podcasts. So yeah, okay, cool. Well, we'll arrange something then, and we'll have you on to chat about the game, and we'll release it as an episode. And yeah, and then what we'll do? No, don't quit. No. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very cool. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, so eventually, when I speak to a dev about a game, I'm streaming it, they'll have a podcast episode, a YouTube upload, and a dedicated stream to their game. And then that's what I just want to build, a whole group of games and developers that I can just help share their games, so you can crack on with making them, and I'll just play them. That's basically the idea. Alright, what bullshit is this? What have you made here? What? Sounds like a great plan. Cool! Well, thanks for making cool games. You know, that's what I love about it. I wish I could make games. Oh my god, that's amazing. But then I wouldn't be playing them, because I'd be making them. Which one? I need to raise my screen up, while my microphone's in the way. What's happening? Why is everything on fire? What, I've blown that up? Oh. This is difficult. Oh god. I don't stop going in there. Impact. What am I doing wrong here? Shit. No. Stop hitting the electric. No. Let me move my microphone out of the way a bit. There we go, I can control what is going on. Right, okay. Right, I need to get this up there. No, I can blow that. Nice. That's impact, yeah. The laser's a little punishing right now. You think? Whoa. Damn, this is a tough one. I changed how quickly the pinball can get hit recently. How quickly? Oh, what? You mean from hit as in bullets or hit as in the electric? What do you mean general impact on anything? Like I said, you're more than welcome to join the voice channel, by the way, if you don't have to type everything. Don't worry about it. What? Come on, hit it. No! I assume I've got to blow up these lights. Am I right? It seems very difficult. Crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. What voice channel? I'm sat in ESO at the minute. I don't know why I just picked one. There we go. He's got it. He's lost it.
I logged in on the wrong computer.
Nah, good effort. Yeah, I had to take it off my other PC because I kept doing that as well.
Yeah, so I appreciate you playing, man. Sorry I didn't know about the voice channel. I didn't know that was you in there. I thought that maybe that was someone else.
So I should have said. I totally forgot. I forget that. Yeah, I'm Zabada everywhere, but the channel sifts.
Okay, it was the ESO that confused me.
Yeah, I'm too.
I didn't want to jump into someone's Elder Scrolls game.
I'm just too lazy to rename stuff.
That's fine. Yeah, no. So you're doing great on this level, but I think first of all, yeah, the pinball is getting hit like because it holds damage. Okay, so when it's blue, it's full, and then you can bring it back to blue by shooting at it or hitting it with your ship. But as it gets hit, it changes, right? And then see how you just hit that switch there?
Yeah.
Those are actually going to open the doorway for you.
Well, that's what I was hoping.
But yeah, right now I think what's happening is like the pinball is sitting in the laser a little bit longer than it should be.
Yeah.
But what's really happening is that the collider is reactivating too quickly. Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help that I'm sucking at it. Oh my god.
Yeah, so basically every time that the ball hits the laser, you're going to want to shoot at it to bring it back to like blue, because when it's like yellow, it's like half, I think.
Gotcha. Got it. I got it. Oh, you're joking me. Who put...
Yeah, that's a little bit punishing too. It's like, here's a new mechanic right there.
I thought, oh, go. Oh no.
So one of the things I'm planning for each new mechanic is to make like a little screen at the beginning of each level that does this little animation to kind of show you the new mechanics. I mean, I got the idea from like Pac-Man. Right? It does those little cinematics in Pac-Man, right? Oh, they're hardly cinematic, but that type of thing.
That's a good idea, yeah. No, but this is so unique. I've never played anything like this. Not that I can remember. I mean, not that. Where did you get the idea from?
Yeah. So it came from like a lot of different things, right? So I was playing a lot of Sonic Spinball when I was like learning game development, because I was living in Illinois in the U.S. and it was out in the country, and I had like a cottage out there, and I was doing nothing but learning how to make video games, looking for jobs because I was working at like a pizza place, and then playing my old consoles and stuff that I actually left behind when I moved out to Arizona, where I'm at now.
Uh-huh.
So I was playing a lot of old games, and I also was playing a lot of emulators. So I was playing a lot of Devil's Crush, I think is what, or Demon's Crush. I can't remember what the actual title is. There's two different titles for the same game, and then Alien Crush. So those are pinball games, like video pinball games for TurboGrafx.
Oh bloody hell! I heard that name for a while.
Yeah, no, I really like TurboGrafx. Actually, they're coming out with a mini arcade or a mini, a mini console. But it's the game lineup is really cool. Alien Crush is on there. Demon Crush is not on there, or Devil's Crush is not on there. What else? Battle Royale is not on there, which is kind of disappointing. But the rest of them are great. Like Bomberman '93 is on there.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, Moto Rotor was a good one, and it's 5-player too, right? You have to buy a controller expansion, just like the system.
Sure.
But I think it would be worth it for sure.
That's very cool.
If you like those games, yeah.
Well,
I mean, the list is great.
You don't have time to play those games. You're too busy.
No, but maybe after launch, I might find some time. Because it's reference material is what it is, right? And I definitely have some games in progress that they need some research and development,
Wow.
Which I don't have time for, right?
Of course, no.
But
of course not.
but I'm trying to make a business out of this, so I've got to keep a whole bunch of things going at once.
Of course, yeah. And I think is you never know what game people are going to flock to, do you? I mean, that's the thing.
Right, to be able to pivot is a huge advantage. I have a card game and a dice game that I'm working on. I don't have too much faith in the dice game, but I did design it, and I'm actually working at a place with like a really large laser, so I could actually just like engrave a bunch of wooden cubes and start selling that like on the street, essentially.
You gotta try everything.
In person.
I mean,
it's just another thing,
Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, you never know what's going to be popular. I mean, you might think you know what's going to be popular, but
right. I mean, I might as well prototype this game some more. I prototyped it with some wooden cubes that I actually hand like burned with like a pyrography tool, like wood burning type thing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
But I just made a few dice and then wrote down the results on paper rather than like making a whole bunch of dice, which the game would require.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's a pretty cool game, I guess. It's I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's dice, but they have pictures on them instead of numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And then this card game is a little bit like Magic: The Gathering, but with spaceships.
Are we talking digital card game or are we talking real card?
No, this is a physical card game.
Physical card game.
Actually, I don't think I don't think I'm savvy enough with programming to make a digital card game of this magnitude at this point. I thought about it and I was like, you know what, that would take me years and I'd probably have to hire someone in the end.
Yeah, all
so
the combinations would be endless, wouldn't it?
Right. So if the game takes off and I want to make a digital version of it, first of all, I'd make a lot of changes to it to make it better for like an MMO type scenario, like a mobile game MMO, I would think, and make it like keep it turn based, but keep it like action, give it more action than like Words with Friends or something like that where you have to wait. It would be kind of like that, but you'd be able to play with multiple people and still be the same game, and waiting wouldn't be as bad, kind of thing.
Of course, yeah.
Right.
This would work well on the Switch, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I would love to get it on Switch. But the thing with the Switch is, well, first of all, the Switch is kind of getting older now. They're talking about Switch Pro. I know that they're probably going to keep the Switch on the market for as long as they can. Yeah. But getting a game on the Switch Pro would be different. And then also there's like a handheld PC that's coming out soon too by the UFO by Alienware.
Oh Christ, that'd be expensive.
So yeah, and the hurdles that Nintendo's currently got devs going through to get on the Switch is kind of bogus right now for like noobs. Well, the thing is that they kind of require you to have a publisher at this point, unless you already made like a whole bunch of money publishing your own games. Really? Then they want someone else who's done that.
Well,
so there's a lot of. Go ahead.
I actually didn't like the Switch. I must be the only.
Oh really? I love the Switch.
I actually sold it because I wasn't enjoying it.
Really?
Yeah, I found it.
Wow.
I found it cumbersome. I found it too heavy.
No way.
I found it too hot.
It is a little heavy. I noticed just last night. I was like, this is kind of heavier than I thought it was when I was picking it up.
And it's heavier than you think. It gets hotter than you think.
It does get a little warm. And the battery life doesn't last very long.
The controllers are too small. Plus the battery life is... What annoys me is the battery life...
The controller's not very comfortable.
Yeah, and the controllers' batteries discharge at different rates. That fucking drives you mad. Controllers run out now. I can't play then. I've got to wait for that to charge or plug it in again.
Like,
it just got
I keep mine pretty much plugged in all the time, so I don't really have that problem.
Yeah.
But I don't have like a family using it or anything like that, or I don't have multiple people using it. So.
Yeah, but then it's not. What's the point of having a Switch if you're just plugging it in all the time?
Right.
That's what I was finding.
Right.
I've got a PC here and I've got consoles and I just don't need a Switch, so I just kept my 3DS and I play that instead.
For me, it was the price point, honestly, because I don't have any other next-gen type stuff. Right. I am looking at a PS5, and I don't think I'm going to get a Switch Pro. But, Yeah, the one thing that I did not like about the Switch was the difficulty level to put a game onto the Switch. Because, and now I'm looking at the games that are on there, and they're doing things like making their game 1 penny just so that way it gets visibility, and that's
that's
not.
Sign. If people are having to do that, that's already, oh, I've done it. Yes.
It's unethical because some of these games are good games, and they're just not getting visibility. So what they have to do is drop the price to get onto the best-selling list.
Yeah,
and then hopefully when they put the price back to normal, they keep selling, I guess, right?
That's no way to just... It's not a good sign, like I said. If people are having to do that, then...
It's a terrible sign, absolutely.
You know, discoverability has got to be easier. It's got to be easier to find these games. And like I said, why I've started this is because you think, oh, I've got nothing to play. And then there's thousands of devs out there making games for years, like you. And there's games everywhere to play.
No, I agree.
And people
and that's why we appreciate it so much too.
And I've played AAA titles, and I've thought, God, this is boring. You know, loads all the time. I'm like, this is rubbish. What is that? Who wrote this? You know, and then
they're cash grabs.
Yeah, and I pick up just a little indie game, and I'm laughing my head off because the writing's brilliant, or the game's addictive, or you think, wow, why am I paying all this? So that's why I've just started focusing on this. Really, it's great. It's much better.
That's perfect for me, man. I feel the same way too.
Yeah.
The last AAA game, I don't know. Nintendo makes some decent stuff, but I don't know. I haven't had a system since it was like 10 years ago. It was like PS2 was the last.
Oh my god!
Console.
Don't get me wrong. I've owned everything.
Yeah.
But the longer I've owned stuff now, the newer they're getting, the less time I'm playing them. I can't even remember when I turned my Xbox One on. It's sat behind me at the minute with a folder on top of it and some paperwork, and it's leant against the wall at an angle because I knocked it over a bit. I can't even be bothered to straighten it up.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's just pointless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077, but other than that, there's not really any other AAA games I'm looking at even.
Yeah, I'm still playing Rocket League. That's the only big game I'm playing regularly now. That's about it.
Which one's that? I'm sorry.
Rocket League.
Oh, I do enjoy Rocket League, but that's an indie game.
Oh, was it originally? Was it? I didn't know. Why? Oh, it got bought out though, didn't it? Eventually.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those AAA now, and I don't know who actually owns the rights to it. I want to say the original developers are still working on it, but yeah. Well, the thing with that game is that it actually started with a different title, and
it did. You're right. This is technically Rocket League 2, isn't it?
Well, it's almost the same game, really. It's just the title was really long and it didn't take off, and then they readdressed the graphics when they had money and stuff like that.
Because I got it for free on the PlayStation Store on their free monthly games. When it first came out, and I was like, this is amazing. And since
the actual Rocket League or the first version?
No, this Rocket League, the new one.
Okay.
But then I've ended up buying it on every single console. I bought it for my Switch, annoyingly. Now I sold the Switch. I bought it for Switch. I've got PC, PS4, Xbox. I've got it on everything. It's an amazing game. I love it. But
Okay, so I looked up Rocket League's original name. It's Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars.
Yeah, then you need to work on the title. Oh, whoa, what's this?
2008, 2009, it was released.
Oh, whoa. This is the boss thing. Oh, amazing. I love this. Who's doing your artwork?
I'm doing everything.
You're doing everything.
This is all me.
This is very cool.
The programming, the art, the music, the sound effects, that's all me.
Oh, you've got more pinbally noise in this one. It's a bit more ping.
Yeah, I'm still working on the sound effects. There's so much that I haven't done with the sound effects. Honestly, I'm trying to get the what they call the juice or the game feel down at this point. I spent a lot of time trying to make it look retro, and now I'm trying to make it feel like games should feel today, like people expect them to feel. and then I'm gonna go back and try to make it sound good, because sound is like part of that. But I feel like if I get that feeling without the sound, or like minimal sounds, then putting the sound in will later, like, will actually help. I'll know what sounds.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, and then also the soundtrack will be able to stand out a little bit if there's some silence.
Yeah, I do. I like this pingy noise is very good. That is working well. Well, the artwork's great, man. I think it's fantastic. I love this boss. Looks awesome. I mean,
thank you. Yeah, I spent over a year. I spent over a year getting this boss in the game.
Holy crap.
But again, it was very, cyclical, and I would stream a lot of it. So I would stream 4 hours on the boss art, and then the next day I would do something else, and a week later I'd go back to the boss art. And, but I mean, there's a lot of pixels in there, so.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'd have a look at it if I can get the ball back up there. I'll have a look.
So I'm planning on shrinking the scoreboard.
All right.
So you will be able to see a little bit more. But right now, I'm stuck with the art that I have. That was actually art that I made back when I first started. So
yeah, but it's not in the, because it's capped off at the top, isn't it? So it's not like it's inhibiting the view, because the screen doesn't go that way.
Well, I mean,
I suppose you could open it up so you've got the full screen, but
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if it wasn't there, you'd see more.
Yeah,
but it looks. The fact that it's there doesn't hinder the gameplay, and people like the aesthetic of it.
It looks
right?
like a pinball.
And then the other thing is that
yes,
they like it that it's there. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
I know he's bleeding. Yes.
So people like that the scoreboard's there, but there's not that much use for it. So I'm gonna minimize it, but I'm gonna keep it retro and keep it there.
Yeah, but, I mean, I suppose if you look at real pinball, then what do? They just tell you when it's like a bonus round, or
it's a distraction essentially.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So it looks good. Yeah, it looks great. I mean, you've got it perfect. It looks exactly how it should. So, oh my god, why am I so
Thank you.
It's because
I mean, it's still in its beginning stages, unfortunately. But I mean, I guess what I did with it worked well enough that I just kind of left it there and haven't gotten back to it yet.
It's like, there's way. I'm sure there's loads more stuff you want to work on rather than a scoreboard at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the game design is really my focus, and as far as my career path or whatever. But I studied 3D animation in college, actually.
Wow. Okay. And what are you programming this in? Are you?
Unity.
Oh, it's Unity.
Yeah. Yeah, and I taught myself programming. After college, there was a financial crisis pretty much here in 2007.
Yep.
I mean, it was pretty worldwide, I guess, but it was in Illinois particularly. It was pretty bad. But anyways, I couldn't find a job right. That's when I graduated, so I couldn't find a job in 3D animation in my major, I guess. The thing that I did the most was character modeling, which is the most competitive part of an already competitive industry.
Yeah, in gaming, it's not a small market. Like I said, it's not a niche anymore. Even
it's a huge market.
Indie games are not niche anymore. They used to be oh wow.
Not anymore. No way.
It's an enormous market.
Right. Well, and the thing is that there was no real. I mean, there was a couple game design schools, but at the time, public knowledge, people didn't really know what game design was. You know what I mean?
They didn't.
Because video games were still blowing up, and making games was still kind of a dream that no one really had. I had no route to figure that dream out, and I fell into that as well. I knew that I wanted to make games, but I didn't know of any route to make games. So making the art seemed like the most logical approach to me at the time.
Yeah, well, it's paid off. Oh yes, take that, stupid spider. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Has he got a name?
Thank you.
This horrible beast thing.
No, I have not come up with a name for it.
So he needs a name, definitely. Because then obviously,
It sure does.
oh yeah, take that. And that's something to display in your scoreboard, then, isn't it?
The name. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so I know who I'm.
I definitely want to do more with the bosses. I have some boss music that I've made. Actually, it's like almost a year old, and I just haven't put it in the game yet.
Yeah,
It's
you
just,
can't beat some sort of dark, crushing boss music.
it's pretty intense. I've got it up on the SoundCloud, but yeah, it's just the music manager, so to speak, like the code that I have that's running the background music,
Yeah.
is its own thing, and it needs to be expanded upon. But I just haven't sat down with it.
It's another job for you.
So, right now it's just its job is to make sure that it plays that song, and then when it's done, it plays it again. Right? That's easy.
Yeah,
But what do I want it to do? Right? Do I want it to play the next song? Do I want it to play the next song at random? Do I want to make sure that it doesn't play the same song again, but it's random? There's a few different things that I might try, and then maybe I'll want a different song for each level eventually. So maybe it's a waste of time to do that now.
Yeah, I mean, I think to start with, I think if you just had a slightly different music for the boss, so you're fighting the boss. I mean, I know it's obvious, but I think that would do for now. I mean, it's not,
I agree. And then the thing with that is that there's only 2 bosses now, and I don't know if you noticed that first boss was the turret boss, which is like part of the level, and then this one has its own level because of its difficulty.
Oh, yeah, I noticed the
So-
but yeah, I wasn't.
This
aware.
one will be easy to say like, oh, play this song at the beginning, but to change from the song that's already playing to the boss music on the other one, I can do it, but it's going to be different than doing it for this level. So
Well, yeah, I mean,
I've set up some hurdles for myself here.
yeah, I mean, but okay, I would just do exactly what you've done here: create a level with a boss in it, and just load that level, with that music. Otherwise, you're going to give yourself headaches forever, aren't you?
Well, I do want to do mini bosses, and I kind of want to do like a string of bosses towards the very end.
Well, then again, that is,
So I
the,
feel
that
like-
is the next thing, isn't it? You could start
And-
with just
and
big bosses, and then
I
just
do
start
know-
adding one.
I do know how to do it. I know it's a little time consuming to do it because I have to set up like crossfades and stuff like that, which isn't that bad with Unity, but it's one of those things that's like, how awesome do I want it to be, right? Because I'm actually, like I said, I'm an art background, but I'm also a music background too. I've been in bands my whole life. I started playing bass guitar when I was like 4th grade, and I moved on to guitar quickly. And after that, the sky's the limit. I don't really play piano well, but I can play some synthesizer stuff, and I'm really good in the studio. Doing live stuff isn't really my forte. I did do a lot of performance stuff back in the day, but I don't anymore. But I still
do
I still
value
do
the
DJ
music a lot,
stuff.
then, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
important
I've
in
been
a game.
producing just as long as I've been making art. I'd say probably.
You
Seriously,
can't
anyways.
you can't underestimate music in a game.
Right,
But
right.
again, I don't think you need to make yourself, like you said, hurdles that you don't need.
It's true. That's true. I mean, believe it or not, a lot of times people just turn the music off because that's what they do when they play games, right? I do it too sometimes too. It's just it happens.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
you gotta take that into account.
yeah. And I think you'd be winning with just boss music and instance the boss in its own little world. I think that would get you. That would stop you
Yep.
having to worry about it.
No, I agree. And some other little things like the screen shake should come on like right when the boss music kicks in. And right now the screen shake isn't even implemented yet. I've got it in my build, but it's not. It doesn't look good yet, so I want to make sure I hold off on that until it looks good.
All right.
Yeah, right now it just happens like when the ship moves, which is not really functional. Like it's not a good idea to do it then. It's better like to do it when the ball gets hit or when the boss comes on screen or when the ship dies or something like that. I don't want it shaking too often.
No, otherwise you lose the effect, don't you?
Right, and it makes me sick, so I don't want to make other people sick. I'm getting old, I guess, but whatever.
Oh, tell me about it.
I mean, they didn't have screen shake when I was a kid, so I didn't even think about that for like the first year of development.
Well, But it's things like screen shake, and I mean, it does look cool. But even like controller rumble and stuff like that, that's all new.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay away from the controller rumble because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, so unless it's like something I can figure out quickly and easily, then
no, it's just gonna make it annoying trying to line up the shots and it's rumbling. People will just turn it off.
And then you've got because I'd like to get 4 players in the multiplayer, the local multiplayer. So that would be a whole nother can of worms to try to get all the right controllers vibrating at the right time.
Oh god, yeah. Oh my god. I do wonder if the ship could be slightly more obvious.
Okay. Yeah.
My eyesight is terrible, so.
No, mine is not great either.
Just maybe
it's a little bit unsaturated.
Just whether it's either highlighted or just maybe slightly. Again, this is a side note, isn't it? I mean, Christ, just slightly more.
No, it's great feedback.
Standouty. That's the technical term.
No, I think you're right.
When it goes chaotic like this, that's the lose where I am.
It's the very first ship design, and I've kind of stuck with it because it felt right. But I see what you're saying. Definitely when there's a lot of stuff in the level, and also when I designed the art, it was not nearly as unsaturated as it is now. I did that to give it like a background effect, so you know that the ship won't hit it. Yeah. But now it looks like the ship.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, again, it's one of these things. It's a minor thing, but
no, it's a minor thing, but it's a thing for sure, and I'm definitely gonna take note of that. And the ship is not set in stone. For a long time, the title wasn't set in stone. This is actually it's still the working title.
I like the name because the thing is, you can't explain this to. It's going to be very hard to explain. I mean,
yeah.
And
there's no good name for it.
It kind of needs to say so. It kind of needs to say. I mean, if this was done in the 80s, 90s, it would have been some sort of like Xenox so and so. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. So,
right.
But I think nowadays, because there's so many games, it does kind of need to say what it is.
Yeah,
I think I've got the right name. I think it's.
I appreciate that. It was for like the first. Because the game actually came into existence in a notebook probably like 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago.
Okay.
And even then, I didn't have a good name for it. I think it was Space Pinball was the first thing I jotted down. And then it turned into Retro Spaceball. And then I was trying all types of different stuff. And trying public opinion and taking votes and surveys. And I ended up sticking with it.
I think, I think it's the perfect name, to be honest. It tells you exactly what it is. And it suits it, and it is. That's exactly what it is. It's Retro Spaceball.
Yeah, no, I think it works. So I mean, it needs some work as far as the game is concerned, but the title's fine. And the font is perfect for the title.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, it's like free to use font too. So, and that's like the only thing in the game that I didn't make myself is the font.
Yeah, you don't want to be starting creating fonts. The thing is, that's just unnecessary work. Really.
Yeah. Well, the funny part is I'm gonna have to recreate it to make it look flashier.
Oh God.
But it'll be I've already kind of done it. Now I'm just animating it. But animating it it's time-taking process, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so bad at it. My old bones are getting slow on the reactions.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Well, you've hung in there pretty far. I don't want to spoil it, but this is the last level. Maybe that'll put some pressure on you.
Oh, I've got to kill this. Again, this is why he needs a name, see? Because I need to...
Right. And I might do honestly, I'm thinking about a whole nother set of levels after this one, and then probably a whole nother set after that. So that's why I don't know how long it's going to take to make, but this Versus Mode 2, it's really interesting. there might be a lot of like reason to spend time in that. I'm still
Okay.
it's still early though in that, because I made the original versus AI modes like 6 months ago, and then it nice, it didn't work, right? So it worked in the Unity editor, but it didn't work when I built the game as an executable.
Oh.
So I was panicking. I was like, why wasn't this working? And I couldn't figure it out, and it was such a headache that I just worked on other stuff for like the next 6 months. And then I finally I was still playing it in the background because it was fun and addictive, you know?
Yeah.
And it worked in the editor. And I was trying to figure it out in the back of my head, but mostly I was just playing it. And after a while, I was like, okay, I need to get this working. And I just took it apart and put it back together, and all of a sudden it worked. I tested it and built it. It was fine. I don't know what the problem was, but now it's working.
Don't touch it.
Right. Well, no, I gotta keep doing it, but you know, I'm building it every iteration now. And,
Yeah, so you should be able to.
it's kind of a noob mistake not to do that. So, learn my lesson the hard way.
Oh, there you go. Now you know. Yeah, well, no, it'll be awesome if we can. Love to keep track of how the builds are going and stuff, and I'll happily play any new builds you've got. If you want me to play any new builds, I'll do the same.
Oh, that'd be so cool, man. Like I said, I'm trying to do it every week. This week I usually do it on Saturdays, so this Saturday has been a little bit rough because there's just a lot of stuff on my plate. I didn't get as far as I'd like to in the PvP mode, like to get a second controller in there.
Okay.
One of the second player goes through the wall if they do like a certain button combination near the wall. So it's still a little too buggy to present. I might get some work in tonight to finish it, but I'm not sure. There's
You can't fix
Killer
bugs
Queen.
into a feature.
There's this arcade game out here. I don't know if it's worldwide yet. It's a 5-on-5 arcade game,
Okay.
and there's like a league that plays near me, so
Oh,
that's what I'll be doing tonight.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like a pixel art game. It's cool.
The pixel art. I'm loving the pixel art now. It's so good. There's so much of it around now. It's great.
Yeah.
No, go up. Give me that power up.
Is there a resurgence of arcades over there in the UK area?
No, not at all.
No?
Arcades. Well, I couldn't tell you the last time I know anyone who went to an arcade.
Really? See, here in the US, they're like cropping up all over the place, and like they're now like bars, you know, like adult areas. I mean, not like adult, but
No,
you know,
no,
like
grown
there's
up.
no kid allowed. Yeah,
No, it's
because there's alcohol. I don't personally drink, but you know, there's a lot of money being made off the alcohol of
of course.
just in the Killer Queen community alone. The game that I play.
Well, I mean, again, I'm not really. When I grew up where all the arcades were as a kid, and
Sure.
arcades here are still seen as something you do at the seaside, at the beach, as a kid.
Okay,
They're not.
I see.
Oh my god, I'm getting worse. But I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong. I mean, since I've grown up, got a job, and just play games in the evening, I don't associate with people who play games anymore. You know, in real life.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So maybe it's a thing, but it's not anything I've ever heard of. It's just a shame.
Yeah, no.
I used to walk miles to the arcade with a handful of change.
There's a arcade and pinball convention that pops up every year near me, and that's actually where I've started my social life here in Arizona.
Wow. I'll have to. I'll have to have a, oh shit! I'll have to have a search, to be honest, to see if that's a thing. Yeah, I've never actually thought about it. Oh man, I was doing so well, and it all went so wrong.
Yeah, and then the retro collecting has like become a pretty big thing over here too.
It is
Like-
big here. I've actually. Do you know what? I've actually stopped.
Okay,
Because
it's expensive, and
Well,
yeah, they're raising the
it's-
prices
The
ridiculously.
money, I didn't really, I have a full-time job, pays all right.
Sure.
Well, it pays quite well, to be fair. And the money was fine, but the problem I was having is one space. I ended up having I've got a whole wall of stuff, or retro stuff. And then I found I just wasn't playing them anymore. I was so busy collecting them
Right.
I stopped actually playing them.
And then keeping them in condition is another thing too. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people that I know have kids, and they want
Right.
their kids to play the games that they played.
Yeah,
That's
and-
not really keeping them in mint condition.
No, and then you collect one thing and it's like boxed and sealed, and then you collect another thing and it's not, and then you think, oh, should I wait for the boxed sealed version? And it's like, oh no, but I want to open
Right.
it, and it's like, oh no, but I can't open it. It's like, so you just can't win. And I thought, do you know what? I'm spending so much time and money, and it's annoying me now. So I started selling.
Mhm.
I started selling it all off and spending that money on, you know, upgrading my stream equipment, upgrading my PC,
Right.
and just playing.
And that's kind of the way I am too. Instead of collecting like material objects, or like I collect things that have like function mostly,
Well,
like
in fact,
tools
you're
and
spending your
instruments.
time and money on your knowledge of game development, which is way better.
Hmm. Right. So I did drop like $200 on a Windows mixed reality the
Oh.
head-mounted display.
I was actually tempted. I was looking at the VRs, and that one was looking interesting to me. And is it any good?
I like it, you know, but I haven't actually gotten much use out of it. I've had it for just over a year, and
That's what
like
I'm
it was the best price that I found. It was like 200 with the motion controllers,
Cool.
and you don't need any external peripherals like you don't need the lighthouses or whatever that
The little
the
islands
early
behind you.
Oculus neaded and stuff.
Yeah, it was literally just plug and play, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, so it's got infrared cameras mounted on the head display, and then the motion controllers have lights, LEDs around the thing, so they track using the LEDs and the infrared cameras.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a cheap way of doing it. It's the tracking isn't 100%. Like as far as like the new stuff goes, the tracking's not as good as it is now. Of course, it's outdated,
Yeah.
but
That's
for the
actually-
price, it's
It did tempt me. That's the one I was looking at most. But again, like I thought, well, it's maybe one or two
I've
games
had
I've played.
quite a bit of fun playing with it, and developing with it has been cool for me, because now I've made some VR stuff and I know how to do it. So
Wow. Quite impressive. As long as you don't try and make this
I
into
haven't-
VR.
I haven't really made like a whole lot by myself that I've produced. Like I've done some scenes and stuff like that by myself, but with a team, I made this game called Dodge People,
Okay.
and that actually won an award for the game jam that we were
Very cool.
taking part in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a reverse dodgeball game. You play as a giant dodgeball and you throw small people at another giant dodgeball on the other side of the court.
See, dodgeball's
Actually,
kind
I think there was 3 of them. Yeah.
of, kind of lost here. Dodgeball. It doesn't. Dodgeball's not a thing.
It's not really over here either, and that's it was kind of a quirky type thing. Like dodgeball is more of like an experience people had when they were a kid here that like
Oh,
people
okay.
my age or your age might talk about because they got beat up playing dodgeball when they were a kid
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. It's that type of activity here. That's how we view it here. There was that movie that came out like 10 years ago or 15 years ago,
Oh, yeah,
and it was funny, but at the same time, it wasn't really a sport. I mean, it was, but they were making fun of the fact that it was technically a sport,
Right,
because
okay.
it was the sport the way that tag is a sport now.
See, I think.
Have you seen the international tag players?
No.
Oh, it's actually quite entertaining. I cannot lie. It's far more entertaining than dodgeball.
I died.
But as far as game design goes, it's kind of a unique concept to like officialize the rules of tag.
Yeah. Who thought it? I mean,
A corporation, I can't remember the
Yeah,
name,
well,
but they're
yeah.
selling it because you gotta have the special court to play it on, and it's got all these modular pieces and stuff like that.
God.
But they're set up all over the world now. I mean, not every major city, but a lot of the major countries.
Professional tag.
Yeah. You should probably check it out on YouTube if you're bored, because it is
I'm
entertaining.
never bored. I am never in my life bored. I've got so much to do.
I'm never bored either, but every once in a while I have a friend over, and they
Here's your
can't help
mistake.
but just pull out their phone.
That's your mistake.
Right? I can't help but talk about my game. They can't help but pull out their phone. And then he's like, "Hey, look at this," and it's professional tag, and that type of tangent is enough to get me, away from my game for a second.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. I just don't invite people over. It's much easier.
Yeah, well, he's like the one guy that hangs out every once in a while. It's funny because he's not really one to test my games either.
No.
Yeah. I talk my ear off. I talk his ear off about him, but he doesn't actually play him a whole lot.
No. Well, I'll play whatever you got.
That's awesome. Yeah, most of my friends consist of people that are online or people that play Killer Queen. But also, I can't get the Killer Queen people away from Killer Queen. That's all they play. They will not test my game. I got one of them to test it, and he was too tired to give any good feedback, and he didn't like the game.
Well, that's honest feedback, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't blame him. He's told me, he's like, this isn't the type of game that I play. I was like, all right, can you play it anyways? He's like, yeah, but I'm really tired.
Well, cheers.
He got to like the 3rd level. He's like, I'm sorry, dude, I'm too tired to play this.
Oh no. Well, I will not finish the stream until I've killed this unnamed creature. No.
Yeah, well, there's still versus mode if you want to give that a shot before you break your thumbs.
Yes. Well, I have to kill this. He must die. Or she. What is it?
It could be a girl. Who knows? I've been calling it he, but then I've been correcting myself and saying I shouldn't, judge its gender.
Well, it's pretty mean, so I'm going for she.
Is it because it's pretty or because it's mean?
Because it's mean. Pretty mean. Oh my god. Come on, lose an arm. Have that. What? See, at first I thought it was a spider, but what? Is it just
the inspiration was from a spider,
like a
but yeah, it
spider
definitely has more appendages than a spider.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to have it look like it was interwoven into the level,
Yeah.
but the level design has gone through some changes, and honestly, the bug boss is going to, that's what I've been calling it, the bug boss.
Bug boss. Okay, okay.
The bug boss's art is going through some changes as well. After you beat him, you'll see that it's actually very not good looking towards the very top. Okay. And it's like a bug, essentially. It's just pretty much incomplete. I wasn't expecting the camera to need to go that high, but then when I tested it in the game, the camera definitely needs to go higher. So.
Fair enough. Cool. No. Why is it going? I need it blue. Yes. Right. It's one mandible gone. Let's get back up. Come on. No, don't go up. No. Oh my god.
So another boss that I have that I'm working on is like a tapeworm, essentially.
Okay.
So and when I was working on it, I was actually doing it on stream, and someone from the stream mentioned that it looked like a boss from Terraria, which is, I've never played it.
I never played Terraria either. No, I know lots of people who love it though.
And then what's funny is that another person said on Discord, they said that this boss looked like it came from the boss from Undertale, which is another game that I never finished. I think I played a little bit, and I just never got into it.
Exactly the same as me. I just couldn't. I played it for a while. I thought, I think it got overhyped for me.
Well, it's a good game, but I just don't have a lot of time for RPGs right now. And the RPG has to be really, really good for me to spend time on.
Yeah,
so like Skyrim or that Cyberpunk game, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get that. Those are the types of games that I could spend time on. The other types I pick up just as reference material, honestly.
Yeah.
It would almost be nice if there was like jump-in points to check out different parts of the game. That's the type of... Because I honestly, I play games like a tester does. And I've always kind of been that way.
Okay.
I was always very interested in exploiting glitches and finding Easter eggs. Actually, there's a game called Gradius 3,
Yep.
and for Super Nintendo, right? And when that first came out, there wasn't a whole lot of internet stuff yet, and there was magazines, and that was like the only way that people got codes and stuff, right? So
Yep.
I actually got published in a magazine for putting a code in there for that game because I was determined to find the original Konami cheat in Gradius 3 because they had made the Super Konami cheat. I don't know if you're familiar with that, right?
No.
So Super Nintendo had the extra buttons, the L and the R button on the top. So what they do, and the X and the Y button too. So they incorporated those buttons into the traditional Konami cheat or whatever, the code.
Okay.
And that was how you got 30 lives or whatever at the beginning of the game. But me being who I was determined to find the old code in the new game, and I found it.
Did you really? Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't in the start menu at all. You had to actually play the game and then hit pause and then do the cheat. And then when it unpaused the game, you would explode. It was a self-destruct cheat. But I was so excited that I found it that I mailed it to I think it was Game Informer, and they published it in one of their things. I don't think they gave me credit, but they published it.
Well, that's something. You know the truth.
I think I want to say they gave me credit, but I don't remember. And those magazines, they got destroyed eventually. They were in like a crawl space. It got flooded. But
yeah, see, I started collecting those as well. Some old like games.
The magazines,
over
okay.
Here, magazines and stuff. And I was like,
I wish I still had all that stuff.
Yeah.
So much of it got thrown away. My consoles, my games, they all got thrown away.
I've still got my original Commodore 64 that I had as a kid.
Oh wow. That's so cool.
It's even got the keyboard add-on. Did you ever see that?
Oh.
So
I've seen it, but not in person.
Yeah,
I've actually never seen a Commodore in person.
Oh wow. Yeah, so that's what I grew up playing, and I've still got my original one. But I just, like I said, I've kept that one. And I've kept some of the sort of sentimental stuff. But
a lot of the early retro computer stuff didn't actually take off as much here. So what happened here was the 2600, the Atari 2600, really messed up the market here during, like, was it 1982? I want to say.
Okay, it must have been around there. Yeah.
And so gaming kind of stopped until Nintendo came here because the retailers felt like they had gotten burned, so they stopped buying gaming products. But by '85, it was widespread again with Nintendo. So
yeah, that's when I started around that sort of time.
Yeah, I wasn't born until '85. So
I was 81. I was.
Okay.
Oh man, this is difficult. This is difficult.
Yeah, you've been going strong though. There's a couple techniques I could sell you if you're interested.
You can tell me whatever you want.
No, I would sell you. You have to pay me. No, no. So one technique is to just keep going at the mouth, right? Just like you're doing, and then when those things come out, make sure that you're keeping the ball blue. That's the only thing you can do is hope that it doesn't get lodged between the legs, because then it's easy to get shot at. Then the next technique is to knock off one set of arms, right? Just like you've done there, and then to use the laser and the other arm as a bouncing point to keep it away from the shots as they get fired, now that you've got room. But yeah, you kind of have to get it back into the fight area.
I wish I had that much control.
But now you don't have to worry about hitting those other buttons unless you get onto the other side, and that arm is actually going to help you keep it in the area. That's one technique. The third technique you'd have to start over to try, and it's kind of a hackish way to do it that I've figured out, but someone else figured out as well.
Okay. Well.
So I decided I'd keep the hackish way in, because it's innovative and creative, but it's not expected that a player would find that.
But that's the good thing about watching other people play your game, isn't it? You think, what are they doing?
Yeah. Well, I knew that I found that method, but I didn't know anyone else was going to find it. Right?
Well, I remember playing a game called Tanglewood. It was a Kickstarter game, and
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't know it.
Yeah, I had well, he built it was the developer. It was amazing. He actually got some original Mega Drive developer kits.
Okay.
And he built this game using the original hardware for the Mega Drive.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about now.
It's amazing. And I was playing that on stream. I was testing it.
Really?
And what I was
So
playing,
with the emulator at that point?
no. He'd made a PC build.
Oh, okay, cool.
And just it was like one of the first builds, and I was playing it, and I went through it all, and I was playing some of the levels, and he was like, "I don't know how you've done that." He's like, "I didn't program the boss to be beaten that way." He said, "I had no idea anyone would do that." He's like, "You didn't use any of the techniques that I was sort of hinting towards in the game. You didn't use any of them." I'm like, "Well," he's like, "I didn't even know didn't even know the boss could be beat like that." Like, well, there you go. That's what's so good to have other people play your game.
And yeah, and that's the type of person that I am too, as far as the way I play. I'm definitely trying new things.
Well,
I might be doing really well. Sure. And then I might be doing something really well, and then my attention is drawn to some little, thing. Like maybe the polygons don't line up in a certain corner, and I'm gonna test the boundary and see if I can fall through the level, because that's more fun to me than beating the level the right way.
Yeah, you're that guy. Damn you.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, come on, I'm there. Look, I'm there. Just got to control it. And the thing is, as it goes further on, it gets harder to control because you lose the blocks to sort of save you.
Yeah, I mean they can be helpful and a hindrance at the same time.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, there's little arms. Look at that. That was teasing.
So is this addicting, or is this because you feel like you have to do it because you're on stream?
No, not at all. This is what I do. I doing repetitive stuff like this. I'll eventually I'll get annoyed. But as long as but the thing is, what I'm annoyed at is because I can see what I need to do.
You're getting close. See,
Yeah.
I'll give you another trick since you're streaming it for me. He is going to start shooting faster as he's closer to death.
Okay.
So that's probably why things are getting difficult, is because he's getting close to death.
Fine. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, no, this is a cool battle. I'm enjoying it. I mean, actually, this. Oh yes, that's gone already. It definitely feels like the game has taken a step up. Like whatever you've done from when you made the levels wider, it felt like it almost felt like another game.
Sure.
And this boss,
You're doing great.
feels like another game as well. So it's good. It's very good. I'm enjoying it. Don't go in the
Good,
don't go
good.
In the, don't go in the later break.
I feel like I feel like you might be having more fun if there was more indication of how much life the boss had left,
Yes,
or like at least let you know that he was like going to die soon.
I think so. Yeah, I think maybe that
Like-
makes sense.
Remember the old beat 'em ups, like the Ninja Turtle games, where they the bosses would kind of turn orange as they were getting close to death,
Yeah.
and then they'd start flashing, like something along those lines,
Yeah,
but
something along-
more
yeah.
aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could start off with just a blank bar, couldn't you?
Yeah. I kind of want to make it more along the same retro vein, but just not as ugly as the color orange was.
Yeah, I can tell you do, but again, just don't give yourself too much of a headache.
Oh, well, what's great about like Unity, right, is that it gives every sprite a base color, and usually it's just white, but you can easily change that base color to red, and then it's red. I actually used it on the bonus level. Remember how there was those yellow coins and the blue coins? And then there was the yellow gate and the blue gate? Those gates were actually I just changed the base color on the sprite. And you can actually do that programmatically or just by hand in the editor. It's like super easy way of doing things.
I did start trying to learn C# and Unity.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
Yeah, no, I love Unity. It's taken me a long time to learn what I can do, but I love it.
I don't think I'm smart enough. I can't get my head around it. I mean, I started messing around with.
It's more about time than intelligence.
Well,
It really is.
messing around with Python, and I was trying to make some cool little games in that.
I don't know Python, but I have a friend who does, and Python's definitely.
Oh, I have a baby awake. I need to pause.
Oh,
where is?
yep. Take your time.
Pause button. There we go. Back in a sec.
Yep.
Right, I've returned.
Welcome back.
There you go. See, it's the problem. Full-time job, baby, no time to play games.
Yeah. No, I don't have any kids, but I totally know the feeling. I mean, I've got a game that's basically like a baby.
What have I done here? What have I done with the menu button?
And then my full-time job is picking up so much that they're trying to get me to work Saturdays all of a sudden. It's like, what the heck?
Oh no. Well, I work really random. 1 week of earlies, 1 week of lates.
Oh.
So it's all over the place.
Yeah, that takes a special type of person
Yeah, not
to
me.
be able to do that. I could never do swing shifts.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but you get, I get 5 days off in a row every 3 weeks.
That would be nice. I do get paid vacations, so I've got a weekend, couple days off. I'm taking a Friday and a Monday off, so
Yeah.
that'll be nice.
Oh yes, go on, straight in there. That's a great spot. Have it.
But I'll use that time to either work on my game or probably work on a contract as well. So.
Well, I'm impressed with the dedication.
Oh yeah, well, this is my passion here.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to see. But how weird?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just to say, how weird that we both started a podcast. What's all that about? How has that happened?
I feel like there's a lot of podcasts out there, but you say you listen to them a lot, so maybe you noticed this as well. But I feel like I've kind of hit the end of indie game podcasts. Like, there's a lot, but there's not an infinite number. Like,
Yeah.
It seemed like it at first, but no, I've kind of caught myself up on everything that's out there.
Yeah. The problem I find a lot. No. No. Don't stop going there later. Stop it. Right, stop control. Stop. I've totally lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay.
Right, we're good. We're good. Okay. Right. No. Oh my god. Who made this game?
I don't know. Some crazy.
Some jackass. Yeah, I find a lot of gaming podcasts for some reason are just too long.
Oh, okay. See, I kind of like the long ones, but like I said, I'm at work for like 8 hours, so.
Yeah, when I used to do that, I could listen. That was great, but I'm finding, and I really.
What's your favorite length?
No more than an hour for me.
Okay. See, yeah, I think an hour is
45 minutes.
perfect.
45 minutes is fine, but anything longer than that, I'm just. And I don't enjoy the ones that are a big round table of people just chatting. It gets right on my nerves.
I like those when they're done well, but a lot of times one person will be not talking if it's done well, which is kind of bogus for them, but it's better for the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Their presence is good, but they shouldn't be doing a whole lot, that fourth person.
Yeah, I mean, again, the podcast style is quite a personal thing, what you enjoy, and it depends what sort of person you are, but I just like to hear sort of informative but casual. I don't mean it's not too serious, but informative, casual, light-hearted podcasts that are just one or two people. I don't like it when it's just chaos.
Yeah. See, for me, I would like to have a co-host, but I feel like it's too hard to line up just one person or two, like an interview of two people, like that. So having a third person would be just difficult. Also, I feel like I'd have to pay someone to do that because who's going to just want to do that, And it'd be hard to ask someone to just want to do that too, because I mean, it helps me in my business, but does it help them with their business? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's the scheduling that's the hard thing. Oh, fuck.
It really is.
It really, because like I said, I'm really random with my time, and that's what I just thought.
Well, time is money. Time is important.
Yeah, exactly.
Time is more valuable than any other resource, I think, at this age.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, but if I can find some developers to come on, the problem I'm having is a lot of developers are English is not their native language, and they're not too keen. They're worried about their accent or their quality of their English, and normally it's way better than they think it is.
But sometimes I'm sure it could be an issue. Yeah,
sometimes.
I feel like that's almost like a little bit of a prerequisite for podcasts, but not all media. You know what I mean? And not to mention, you could easily, if they can write English, you could easily, read what they've written.
Yeah, so I could do some podcasts where I'm just solo talking about a game and like I said, read out some facts from the developer. That's fine. But that's not very exciting. I really do need to speak to the developer. Like we're doing now. It needs to be, like I said, if you're on a podcast, just want to chat to you about your game. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
And if people listen to
and
it
that's
that sounds cool, then come and watch it. Come play it.
That's mostly what I want to do with mine, but I'm definitely trying to have a focus on keeping like progress reports. So trying to keep a like a community involved. So anyone who posts their stuff on the Discord, I'll be able to do a shout out for and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially while it's still small.
Of course, yeah. I mean, the joy of podcasts is that they're so flexible. You can do
Yeah. Plan different segments as I come up with them. But the interview is definitely going to be the meat of the podcast.
That'd be interesting.
I've only interviewed one person so far, but I have plans to interview others. He's a dev working on this game called Codename Malo.
Okay.
And it's really fun game. It's like a 2D brawler.
Nice. Okay.
But you're into retro stuff, so maybe you remember a DOS game. I think it was DOS. It's called Marshmallow Duel.
No, I don't.
I believe.
No, I don't.
So it was a shareware game that only had a small cult following and never made any money for the developers. But it was interesting. I'd never heard of it, but the developer of Codename Malo was a huge fan of this game and wished that it was 4 players. So he's essentially remade that game, made it more fun, made it 4 players, and then added elements that you would expect from games today, but kept it retro.
Updated it, yeah. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the levels are semi-procedurally generated, so he's kind of handcrafted levels that have variables to them that changed randomly, and there's like 100 different variants or something like that. It sounds like.
Very cool. That's cool. And oh no! Right, come on.
He's part of my inspiration for doing the versus mode over Parsec, because that's what they're doing his development on, because it's a solely multiplayer game that he's got.
Oh no! My God, I'm not getting any better at this.
You're getting close. But yeah, so there's the third technique then is to wedge the ball between one of the first mandibles and the second mandibles and hit that button, right? The colliders aren't perfect in Unity, and there's some wiggle room. So if you can get like some power-ups beforehand or just get some really good shots in there, you can actually knock off one of those inside mandibles without knocking off the other arms, and that makes it the easiest.
And then it doesn't,
because then his guard is down.
Yeah.
You don't get chewed on. Now, once you have a power up, it's hard to get it in there. Yeah, just like that.
Oh no!
And then just kind of shoot it as much as you can and kind of wedge it if you get the chance. It's close, very close. It took me a while, but the person that was testing it that found it too, he did it right away. I can tell already that he's very close to death. So definitely keep your ball blue, because he's gonna be firing more rapidly. Oh, there he is! There he is! He did it! So now you gotta get it up in there without losing it. This could be made easier. So at this point, the game is somewhat unfinished, I would say. The ending definitely needs some work. And like I said, this probably won't be the very end of the level or of the game, but it's the end of how it is now. And
well, he's a cool boss. She's a cool boss.
Thank you.
Whatever it is, I like it. I mean,
I appreciate that.
It's taken me way longer than I should have. But
I definitely spent a lot of time on it.
Right.
And actually, I think the amount of time that you spent trying to get it is pretty much what I was going for. I don't want it to be too easy being the last level, right?
Oh.
And I'm pretty addicted to looking at the analytics, so I can see how long the game gets played.
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
when it gets played for over 24 hours in one day, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Well, it's just confirmation of everything you've done, isn't it?
It's really hard because I feel like these people are people that I've actually gone out and grabbed and say, "Hey, play my game," you know. But if they really like it, that is confirmation. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, there was no prerequisite for how long I could play this game. I tend to normally put 2 hours aside, 8 till 10. I normally do for streams.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like to make it longer than that eventually, but as a demo, as a playable beta, I think its length is pretty good for what it is. Definitely want to put more levels in as I go.
Yeah.
And there are bonus levels to the first 7 levels at this point.
I did play one of them.
They're all just about as boring as that one right now, but they're part of the game, so
yeah, that's cool.
I'll keep it going. It's basically a playground for me to build mechanics in without having them break the game or seem unfair, but still be playable and testable.
That's a good idea, yeah.
But yeah, so this is pretty much the end. If you hit next, it'll have like a little screen that pops up. Oh yeah, the you're gonna have to use the mouse for this part.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's
a bug.
Okay.
So at this point, I was thinking about making Save Versus mode unlocked, but instead I was trying to get people to join my newsletter. So if you go back to the main menu, I'll show you how to unlock it without needing you to join the newsletter. Okay. You can always join if you want. But see how it says like to unlock that? You don't have to click that, but if you want to, you can.
I'll do it. Well,
awesome.
I'll be very interested to see what's going on. So I'll definitely keep an eye on it all.
Did that pop up on a new window somewhere?
Yes, on my other screen. So, yeah.
Good. I'm glad it's working for you.
Unlock versus.
So yeah, the first email that anyone would receive would be explaining with a GIF how to unlock it. But if you don't have to wait for yourself to get the email, I can just show you if you'd like.
Let me just see.
Or you can see the GIF. It should happen right away. It's automated.
I need to see the GIF now. You've teased me with the GIF. Go on, Gmail. Give me your stuff.
Well, this is a good test for my newsletter. I've never done live testing on it.
No, there you go. See. Updates.
Did it work?
Not yet.
Not yet. I don't know how long it takes. But it does tell me that people are joining and opening it, so I'm imagining that it's working.
Yeah.
But maybe it takes longer.
Well, it depends how long Gmail grabs it, doesn't it? Yeah, they don't...
I really don't know.
There you go.
It might be a MailChimp thing too. Maybe it doesn't send it right away.
There you go. Bam.
Yep. Looks like it's working.
It's true. The GIF. Oh.
It's not the best GIF, but here it goes.
Oh, the little red star.
See how I'm clicking it there? On my screen, it's really small, so it was hard to find the button, but it should work right away for you. There you go.
Cool. That's cool. All right, so
that way, I didn't have to code anything. It was all just. Well, I mean, I coded in the game beforehand, right?
That's a good way.
There's no integration to know that you joined the newsletter. You just know about the trick because only people in the newsletter know about it.
That's perfect. And now I feel stupid. Why didn't I click the stars?
Yeah. Well, there's also if you click beta, it unlocks all the levels.
Whoa. Oh, it's just. Oh, so he's shooting it down, and I'm shooting it.
I got 10 shield. I think that's worth telling you. And so does he. And the gravity switches in the middle, so there's no gravity in the middle. And then as you get to either side, you're like on the defensive, and the gravity goes against you. When so now it's going against him because he's on the defensive.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
I plan on playing with the gravity quite a bit.
This is like hardcore air hockey now.
Yeah, a little bit, or like Pong, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, take that. No. Yes.
Yeah. So what you're playing is the very first release. Nice work. This is the very first release of this versus mode, so I'm definitely It's very early in the process of
okay,
it, but
so
I'm definitely looking for
okay.
feedback
Whoa, 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 whoa,
because
whoa,
this
whoa, whoa.
any feedback is going to shape the game here.
Okay, okay.
Oh, and the controller does work on that button. It just doesn't highlight. It's just a little buggy.
Oh, okay, yeah, I just auto. Oh my god.
Ooh. Wow. So he's not super easy.
No, he's got a very. I'm trying to avoid his fire rate as well. I don't know why.
Yeah, so he'll avoid yours too. So you can kind of use your bullets as a shield in a way, and then also the ball works as a shield too because it absorbs the bullets. The next thing is that I'm going to make when your bullets collide that they're going to absorb bullets as well.
What would
So that'll
be
make
a cool power up if it's possible?
sure.
Is a hold move, so you could pin it to the front of you and then fire it away, if that's possible.
Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me this, and this is definitely something that I've been thinking about doing.
Yeah, that'd be just sometimes when you get some of the levels where it gets a bit stuck, it's really hard to get it around. If you could have a power up where you could just hold it and shoot it, that'd obviously make it easier. I mean, that's
No, I think I'm going to implement that, and I'm glad you brought it up because there's another mechanic that I'm planning on changing, which is the dash mechanic, and it works the way it is because you can dash through the bullets, which helps preserve your life even in versus mode, right? But it's not visually like doing what it should, and it's like it's not as self-explanatory.
I don't think I've never used it.
No, I don't think you have. So another thing that happens is it automatically dashes if you like double tap a direction.
Yeah.
So every once in a while that will happen. So the next thing is I'm going to make the space bar or the button, the second button.
Yeah.
Employ a shield around the player, and also make the player faster while that shield is employed because a timer is going to, or like a bar is going to pop up, like a UI element, and is going to start depleting while that button's held down. So it'll be like a stamina thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And you'll be able to dodge bullets and move faster while that's being held down. But then when you run out, you're on your own.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's basically an employable shield on top of the shield that's like automatic.
Jeez, this is difficult. It's difficult to avoid these bullets and shoot the ball.
Yeah. No, I feel like this is, yeah. This I want to say this is gonna do well, but it's hard for me to say at this point. What are your thoughts?
Take it.
I know you're still early in testing here, but it seems like you're having a lot more fun than the last person I tested it on.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I really like
Nice
multiplayer.
work. Okay.
From in any game, most of the games I play the most of are the ones with multiplayer.
Nice.
So
you're more online multiplayer game player?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything, even like I play a lot of Rocket League, obviously. But if I play
sure.
FIFA and games like that, football games, I don't even touch the single player. I only want to beat real people.
That makes sense.
About me. I only like to feel other people suffer. So
that's a type of gamer.
Yeah.
There's a scientist person that figured that stuff out.
Yeah.
Some game designer scientist person.
And same with
it's a personality trait.
Yeah, maybe. And even Rocket League, I don't play the training. I just play multiplayer online, real ranked games.
I didn't realize there was any more to Rocket League.
Well, no,
but I haven't played much of it.
Well, there's the training thing where people practice their flying skills. They spend hours in there just on their own.
I did not realize that. Maybe I should try that. I might be a better player.
Yeah, because then you have all like challenges, and people build like challenges for you to play in Rocket League, and when the ball gets fired at you really quickly, you press go, and the ball comes flying at you, and you've got to do like a rocket fly and a flip to try and save it and stuff. And there's loads and loads in there, and it really improves your skills. And it's like the ball's not allowed to touch the floor, and you've got to score without it touching anything. So that's how you get really good at it.
Wow.
But I don't touch
See, I
it.
haven't played it in like a couple years, so I'm sure a lot's changed since the last time I
Yeah,
played
I
it.
mean, there's like air hockey mode now. You can play with a puck.
There was a puck and there was a basketball,
I said,
but those were
yeah.
new.
Okay, yeah,
Like
you got all
before.
that. And so I like to, I like to play bit of stuff for it.
The
But yeah,
basketball mode was pretty cool,
I
I
love the
thought, because it made it
basketball,
really difficult to like score a point.
Yeah, I think the basketball mode's one of my favourite ones. It's fantastic.
And then the hockey puck one was cool too because it didn't go in the air nearly as much.
No, it doesn't. It's all on the floor. That is good. Yeah, Rocket League's fantastic. Jesus. But again, it combines football with computer games. People can play them.
Yeah, no, in a great job. Like they did a wonderful job with that.
CPU wins.
Like if I was doing it, I probably would have screwed it up by putting guns on the cars.
Yeah, that's true. Well, have you played the Rumble mode?
No, is there guns?
There's no guns, but there's every 10 seconds you get a new power.
Huh.
And the powers are like a punching a punching glove, like an extending punching glove. And
Oh,
that
so
punches
like a
the ball.
melee attack?
Yeah, and then one of them
Oh,
is
for the ball or a car, I bet,
it's
too.
for the
Yeah.
ball.
But you could probably use it against the car, right?
No, it targets the ball.
Oh.
But you can get a like a old boot on a metal bar, and that kicks the players. And then there's things like you can freeze the ball in the air so it turns into a block of ice, and
Nice.
it's chaos. It's called chaos because it's an absolute nightmare. Well, it's called.
I'm definitely gonna have to check this out again. I mean, I've been talking about doing it. It's just so hard to find time.
I know.
And then I play a lot of Killer Queen because it's a community thing. You know, these people are really, you know, my friends now.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone's there twice a week, so it's hard to
Wow.
say like, oh, I'm not gonna show up. You know, sometimes it's only like, you know, a couple hours, but sometimes it's like 4 hours.
Bloody hell.
We do tournaments too. There was a like an invitational tournament where there was like 110 people, I think that showed up for this tournament,
Wow.
like on teams. Yeah, it was intense. Luckily, someone else in the area brought their cabinet, and I'm kind of lucky to there's like 3 or 4 cabinets in this area. Most cities don't have that. Most cities have like 1, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
But it's like an underground community, like esport type thing. It's kind of cool. Like I went to a tournament in LA, and the Red Bull was sponsoring it.
Wow, that is big.
Yeah.
I like the versus mode is cool. I mean, his fire rate is a bit crazy.
It is. Yeah. It definitely needs to be balanced.
Yeah, no.
I'm glad that you mentioned that.
This the versus mode is very good. I'm enjoying the versus mode. I'm just wondering. I don't know. What am I missing? Let me play it again.
I'm very much the same way. I was actually playing it before work the other day. I was playing it right before bed when I should have been going to bed. I was like, let me just play one more game. Like, and it's not so much that I'm like super addicted, I don't think, maybe, but it's more that I'm trying to figure out what else I can do with it besides doing level stuff, because I have a whole bunch of level ideas that I want to make sure the core mechanics of this are chiseled perfect
Yeah,
before I go crazy with the level, because obviously I have a bunch of mechanics.
I don't know. It's not missing anything. I think I'm trying to play it like air hockey.
Yeah, a little bit. Because when it's at your goal, you gotta be defensive, and then, you know, vice versa, and then the bullets are just kind of consistently there. So I think the next step for the gameplay would be incorporate the dash more, because you can go through the player's bullets while you're dashing.
Yeah, see, I don't.
But you can't dash indefinitely. So when you start holding down the button, there is actually a timer. There's just no indication of that. So the longer you hold down the dash button, you may not be able to dash.
Okay.
Right.
Now, I don't even know what the dash button is now. What is the dash button?
It's different on different controllers. What type of controller are you playing with?
Xbox One.
See, I never tested with the Xbox One, so I'm not sure what button it is.
Let's have a look.
If it's probably to the left or to the right of the shoot button, I'm thinking.
Okay, so
And it only works when you're moving, so that would make it hard to say. Yeah. Basically a green.
yeah,
See it? Yeah, that's your dash button. That's it. Because you've got that green shield. When you're holding it down and moving, you're shielded from bullets. So it's a little bit. It needs work, and like I said, I'm probably going to dismantle and rebuild this mechanic. But the way it works right now is that if you're trying to get through a stream of bullets, you want to hold down the button and then drag your ship through it, and just keep moving. Stuck. Yeah.
I've been wedged.
Oh, are you stuck?
Yeah.
Sometimes that does happen.
Yeah. Well, it's X on the Xbox. On the Xbox One, it's the X is the dash, just for your reference.
Okay, the X button.
But I need to remap that really, because that's on the opposite side to the shoot button.
Yeah, there's no way to remap it, unfortunately yet.
Yeah. Well, if it was any of the other two buttons, it'd be easier.
I hear you. That brings up a good point, though, that I need to make remapping the controller. That's definitely a thing. Before I put it on Steam, it's definitely got to be in there. Yeah, I've kind of been delaying putting it on Steam because I'm not sure if I'm going to do like an early access thing or not. And if I do, I want to make sure that it's like really well polished before I do that.
Yeah, I mean, Steam's, isn't it?
I kind of want to just keep the early access to the platforms that it's already on, which is Itch, GameJolt, and Newgrounds. Itch, it's doing pretty well on Itch. The other one's not so much.
Steam, I think.
But it's nice that they're there.
The thing is with Steam, Steam is very. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think you need to be a lot. Not a lot. That's the wrong word. You need to get it to a more finished point that you're happy with before it goes on Steam. Steam's
I agree.
Steam's quite a final. It's not a place for. Even though I know I have all the greenlit stuff and all that, but it's not really a place for in-progress games. I don't think.
Right.
I don't think
even
appreciate the fact that games aren't finished. I mean, I don't think people who have Steam really understand the fact that games have a beta.
No, you're absolutely right. Even the early access games like that I've played, when you download them, they're pretty much completely polished. They're just.
Exactly. And people complain about
not
that.
everything's there.
Like,
and people complain.
It's an early access game. Yeah, but it's not finished. Like, it's an early access game, and people don't.
But it looks finished, and the only reason why you can't tell it, you can tell that it's not finished, is because it says that it's not. Right? Exactly. If you were to play through and you didn't find the end, you wouldn't necessarily know that it's unfinished. You just probably keep playing because you thought there was an end.
Absolutely. So I think it's wise to stay off it until you're at a point where you think.
Yeah,
it's okay to be in even late beta.
Right. I think I'm going to make a page on Steam and just ask for wish lists from all of my other channels. So that way when it's ready for Steam, then I can just do a hard release.
ETA, 2021 or whatever, can't you? So
and just stay away from early access on Steam, because I don't really trust that community.
No, because you've seen how games can tank just on a couple of reviews. People get, I'm not saying there's no reason why this would, but there's no reason to add that risk.
It did already happen to me when I released on Newgrounds, though. Because at first it was just on Itch, and then shortly after I put it on GameJolt for the alpha, and that was like super early, and I got some really great feedback, especially from Itch. And the GameJolt, it really didn't move at all at that point. It was just kind of there. But as soon as the beta came out, I was like, I'm going to expand a bit and try another platform. It's a WebGL version, so I'm going to put it on Newgrounds and see how it does. But I had made so many changes between the alpha and the beta that the controls were really, really off. Someone had told me that they wanted it to have a lot more play, in it, which was just a terrible idea, really. I mean, it's valid because they wanted something with the controls and they didn't know what they wanted, so they said something and it was bad advice. And I followed it just to try it, and it seemed like it worked. And I tried it with that person, and they said that was fine. But the reality was is that it sucked. And when I put it on Game Jolt, it got, or not Game Jolt, Newgrounds, it got 3 stars. And I was lucky to get those 3 stars, because some of this feedback was like, it's a great game, but the controls are terrible. You need to rework the controls. Like, everything was about the controls just being so bad.
Okay, so that's... Yeah, well then, like I said, just like I said, that sounds perfect. Create your page on Steam, ETA, whenever.
And I'd like to try some more small platforms to get that blatant feedback, because that really made me, I mean, the controls are pretty smooth now, I feel like, and that's why. Because I got so much harsh feedback on the controls, I decided that I can't put out a build that has iffy controls in it anymore. That's just not, it's too late in the game to be doing that.
Is there a reason why it doesn't use the D-pad?
I just haven't controlled it that way, to be honest. When I was developing it, I was focused on the keyboard a lot because I knew most people were going to play it on the keyboard.
Yeah, I did think.
And now people actually have been using controllers more. I feel like because controllers are more compatible. I think that's the number one thing. Because when I started this, like, the newest gen ones were, but not everyone had that stuff yet. And a lot of people who were playing PC games didn't realize that if they had a new gen controller, they could just plug it in.
Yeah.
Because, I remember the PS2, you needed a special adapter that went to the USB, and then you needed to map the controls, and that's what I was playing with for a while. And then I bought like Logitech game controllers and stuff, and it was the same thing. You had to map it and make sure it was working. And but then, these Switch controllers, you just plug it in and it works. The Xbox, plug it in and it works. PS3, PS4, you plug it in and it works. So
absolutely, yeah, this just works, yeah.
And now I think people have definitely caught on.
Let me just be right back 1 second.
Oh yeah, take your time.
Right, I'm back.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, I need to scratch that one. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Nice. Good score.
So some of the obvious stuff then would be to add like counting the wins, maybe doing best of 3, best of 5, best of 7 type matches.
Yes, of course. Yeah. For this stuff, yeah, absolutely.
And then some of the less obvious stuff would be like the gravity, flipping it, see what that's like. Maybe do more of the no gravity. Maybe do the whole level with no gravity. Options like that. Yeah. So I'll probably do like a whole options menu. And then also how many players, because I'd like to do 3-on-1, 2-on-2, and then 1-on-1. So
yeah,
and then of course deciding which one's AI. So that's going to be a lot to implement. But
wow, yeah. So I wasn't even thinking about what I was so busy just trying to beat him.
No, it's fine. That's fine. It's definitely one of those types of experiences. It takes your thinking to do all those things. Yeah. And that goes back to me being a DJ. Honestly, I love I don't do it live and I don't sell like my musical productions and stuff, but I still do it. I'm still practicing, and doing 2 things at once is really my cup of tea, so to speak. That's my jam,
Yeah, I started. I'm like, this is going well. And then that's the problem when I'm streaming and talking to the chat. Some games you can do it with, it's fine, but a lot of these games, especially a lot of the indie games, are very.
They expect you to do two things at once already.
Yeah, they're all very fast.
And then throwing a third thing on there is difficult.
yeah. Looking away from the screen's a nightmare. I've got no chance. So I'm missing those notifications.
Yeah, for me, I spend a lot of time, alone. I don't have a family, I'm not seeing anyone right now, so I'm just alone with my game most of the time. And when I'm, the rare chance that I'm relaxing and not working on a game and I get to actually play a game, I don't mind that I'm completely zoned into it and that the whole rest of the world is just away. Yeah, well, especially the games that aren't online, because then it's not a time thing. If I get a notification, I can just pause the game,
Yeah, that's the joy of games, isn't it? I mean
no, I love it.
Because I have a family now. I've gone more towards the pick up and play type of games, because I can play around. Like I said, again, that's why Rocket League has been so good. Play around and then just stop.
They're short games.
Bam, and that's what it is now.
Yeah, the Rocket League really did a great job with making those games short. And I think if I was going to make a MMO, I would follow suit. I would definitely do shorter rounds, because the long round MMO stuff, that's a young person's game. That's for people that don't have children, that don't have real jobs, that maybe aren't even going to college.
Yeah, the gaming community now is aging. You forget that,
absolutely.
That a lot of gamers. I'm in my late 30s now, and obviously I started playing in late 80s, so which is when a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And not everyone has the time to spend, like you said, hundreds of hours into games anymore. And
I definitely don't.
There's so many games.
I mean, I spend that much time making games. I definitely don't have time to play games like that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I can appreciate a game that has depth to it, and I love making longer stuff. Yeah. But as an indie, I automatically have to truncate that.
Of course. Yeah.
I think medium is probably the extreme. I don't think I could ever get past a medium length game.
Yeah, I can't remember the last long-term game I played now, to be honest. I mean, it's not indie, but I actually bought Red Dead 2.
Okay. How was that? I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I haven't even started it yet.
Oh, that's the way it would have been with me if I would have bought it too.
Yeah, I installed it and I'm thinking, oh god, I'm mentally thinking, wow, I've got a lot of hours.
Trying to prepare yourself.
So instead, I'll play this instead, like this. Now I'm playing this. I'll play this for an evening. Great. And that's all I do. So it's just really difficult.
I was playing No Man's Sky, but I couldn't get into it. Don't get me wrong. When I was playing it, I was into it, but I couldn't figure out what I was doing.
Yeah, I just didn't fancy it. Don't know why.
Like, I liked flying the ship and I liked exploring the planets, but I wasn't able to develop my own goals like the game expects you to. Like Minecraft, I was able to develop my own goals. I'm gonna make a castle, easy. But as far as No Man's Sky, it's like, oh, I'm gonna make a bunch of space money. Like, maybe, I don't know, probably not.
It's funny how some games just grab you, don't they? And that's the thing. And
the idea of No Man's Sky grabbed me. That's for sure. I didn't buy it when it first came out, but that's because I saw the reviews. But
yeah.
Sometimes it's funny because I actually grabbed it because of the VR update, and I haven't actually played it in VR.
The best laid plans. I've had so many things that I thought, that'd be great. I've bought so many games that I'm going to stream that. I'm going to stream that from start to finish. It's going to be amazing. Nope. Haven't played it. Loads of games like that. Loads. So I'm just checking out. Yeah. So okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that is. I think I've played everything that you've got now. So I've.
Oh, and then the box art I made myself. I actually I went to art school, for 3D animation, but it was a studio-based school, so I learned how to do oil painting and all that stuff. And then when I was working on it, one of my friends posted on Facebook, actually, just like completely randomly, a link to this artist that was an inspiration for this art, who actually did the Konami art and the Ultra art back in the 80s. You've probably seen like Contra and Castlevania,
Of course.
Gradius. So that guy actually went to the same art school as me. and they mentioned that in this documentary link that was on YouTube. So I actually reached out to the guy. It took me a while, but I found his email address and reached out to him and just thanked him, and told him that he was an influence. And he actually told me that he liked my work and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is a great cover.
Thank you.
It
I
is
appreciate
a great cover. It is very good.
It definitely took me over 20 hours to paint. I was keeping track and then I lost track.
I'm just looking at all the detail. Very
Yeah,
nice,
it's funny to me because it's trying to do what Tom was trying to do, where he didn't play the game yet. He was told what they were trying to sell the game, like he's doing some marketing, advertisement, illustration type stuff, but he never actually played the game. So, and yeah, his name was Tom Dubois, who did all this art. So I kind of put myself in his shoes and came up with what he would do for my game, and that's how I kind of came up with this. And this was like during the it was probably halfway point, maybe a little bit more than halfway point. He actually responded to my email, and it kind of changed how I was doing the art too.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. It looks proper 80s. It's perfect.
Thank you. Yeah.
So again,
it'd be nice to sell the original maybe on Kickstarter or something like that,
Well, have you thought about Kickstarter?
Yeah, it's the community thing, right? Because to do crowdfunding, you need a crowd. So I'm still building that crowd. It's taking a while. I'm not the most like social or viral person. It's just not in my blood. I'm actually talking to this woman who she's actually given me a branding consultation before, and I'm pretty sure of her work. I haven't seen everything she's done, but everything that I've seen looks amazing. So I'm actually planning to hire her, and she seems to be excited about it too. So
awesome. Yeah, well,
you'll be helping with the promotion and the launch.
You've got everything here. That's what's awesome. I mean, you've got the game. You've got the awesome artwork. It's just, yeah, like I said, it's just community. It's just getting people to know about it. That's the hardest bit, because
it's really difficult.
There's only so many times you can just post, "Hey, check out my game." You can't keep doing it.
Well, you know what? I come up with a new update every week, and I try to make it as gifable as possible. It's not easy to do that. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes the update doesn't get out, or sometimes it's just not as gifable as I'd like it to be. I'll make a GIF anyways a lot of times because it's good to be active. Once a week is just hard for me to do.
It's just showing the names out there.
And a lot of indies, they do it 2 or 3 times a week, so I'm not annoying by doing it once a week. It's just
No. You got to do it. The thing is, the thing with social media is it comes and goes straight away in the feed. I mean, it's very difficult. So you do, unfortunately, you do.
And I scroll stuff that I'm interested in all the time just because I don't have time to look at it.
Yeah.
And I'll like make a mental note, and sometimes I check those mental notes, and sometimes I don't make it.
That's right.
It's not the first thing on my mind to check Twitter when I get home from work and be like, what was that video that I couldn't listen to?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Of course you don't. You just go on to the next. Something else catches your eye. You're like, okay.
But if you see it again, you're like, there it is, and you click on it.
Yeah, you do need to do that. I mean, that's just the way it needs to do. Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I'll share everything I can share for you, and I'm happily play any updates you want me to stream. Just keep it going.
No, I appreciate the help.
Like I said, we'll do a podcast when we can arrange a time, and we'll do.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
We'll do a proper.
So I think Sundays are probably the best for me, especially if my work's going to start asking me to work Saturdays. But I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. But Saturdays potentially, but definitely Sundays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I'm only really free in the evenings here.
That's fine. That's the afternoon for me, but that's perfect.
Yeah, so we can arrange to pencil in some sort of Sunday evening or afternoon for you, and then we'll just start from the top. We'll just cover who you are, what you're doing, what your game is, all that, and we'll get it recorded and then released as an episode. And then, of course, at least then, you've got something to refer back to if you want to share out for reference. And then we'll just talk about the fact that you're doing regular updates and the streams. I'll regularly stream your different versions so people can catch it, and we'll just go from there.
Hey man, all the help, the better. I really appreciate what you're doing.
No, it's cool.
I really
it
do.
helps me. I mean, it's selfish as well because it gives me content to stream. So,
Hey, I'm all about helping you out as well.
Yeah.
So as much as I can, I'll try to promote you and
that's-
stream and stuff.
That's what it is. If you can get more people playing your game, I get more people watching my stream.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I get sort of 15, 20 people watching my stream. Depends on the time. Depends on whoever the developer is. Depends where they are in their journey. Who they bring along with them, of course. So
yeah. So you said you were doing this before. I imagine that you probably had some pretty decent success. I can see your views and stuff. So I mean, that's pretty cool.
Well, I've jumped around again. It's been difficult. I've moved house a lot on jobs, so it's been a bit hard. But
sure.
I moved over to Mixer for a little while, for a few months, to stream on there.
Oh, okay, cool. What do you think about Mixer? I haven't really used it other than through Restream.
The technology is far better. Like the stream quality is
Really?
way higher. The latency is just it's like not even a second.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. So, I'm
How about the
playing-
community?
I think it's generally a lot friendlier,
Really?
but it's just you just don't have the numbers. Unfortunately,
It's just smaller.
just do not have the numbers. It's like 10% the size of Twitch.
Oh wow.
I mean,
See, that would really hurt me because I barely ever get people in my chat as it is. So
yeah. I mean, but like I said, on Twitch sometimes I've had 15, 20 people watching at a time. Last week, and I was playing. What was I playing last week? An indie game, Iron Meat. I think we had 15 people watching at one point. But on Mixer, there's just not enough people. You've really got to hammer it to get noticed. But the problem is the discoverability on Twitch and Mixer is just awful. Trying to find, it's just terrible. So that means you have to kind of make YouTube content because it's really easy to find people on YouTube.
right, and that's kind of what I've been doing too.
But I just don't have the time to sit and edit YouTube videos as well. I can't stream and then edit all my streams again for hours on YouTube. So until I can eventually find someone who will take my streams and I'll just pay them to edit the videos down for me into some sort of entertaining version, maybe I'll do that. But really, I need to record brand new videos for YouTube.
I think you can do it if you get quick at it. Getting quick at it takes time. Sounds like you don't have time. So
I don't have time.
that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I would say you would probably be best finding like the software that would be best for you is probably Adobe Premiere, but I don't like Adobe products. Adobe After Effects is like my favorite editor, but it's also a lot more than what you need.
I'm just against another subscription to software. I can't.
Yeah, I am
not
too.
doing any more subs. So I've got some. I use there's a program called Filmora that I use. That's pretty good. It does everything I need it to do. I just don't have time.
But it's a little bit difficult,
I
right?
just don't have time to sit. No, it's actually pretty good, if I'm honest. It's actually It's a one-off fee. I'm happy. I just don't have time to sit and do it. And
I was playing with the DaVinci Resolve, I think is what it's called, and it was difficult. It wasn't easy to learn.
I've seen that, and I did look at it. But I'm pretty happy with this Filmora, if I'm honest. It's pretty good. But like I said, I'd like to do. I don't want to just do clipped down versions of my streams because that's not great. YouTube's so high quality now. You really do have to record for YouTube. You really do have to.
No, I agree. If you want it to go somewhere, but there's also so many different like reasons to have YouTube videos. Some of them are just recording stuff, to have it on record, and other things are like trying to bring people in to a conversation, to a community. Which is two different things.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and the thing is, I need to bring people in so they watch the stream, and and support. And the thing is, the more people I can say I stream to, the more developers are going to want me to play their games for them.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely a difficult thing. I'm not very good at streaming.
It's hard. It's hard.
I just do it because it's like another way to promote my game, and because I can just turn on a button and work on my game and talk to people about my game while I'm doing it. It's kind of easy because I'm not worried about trying to get numbers. I'm not worried about trying to get viewership, or I'm not worried about any of that, which doesn't help my stream.
No, because
you're
not mentally pushing it, are you? Just like, whatever.
But it helps the game a little bit.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I keep, when I started streaming, just because I was like, well, I'm playing games anyway, I'll just hit the stream button, and then you start realizing, well, if I'm gonna have a channel, I may as well try and build it.
Right. Right.
But then you can't just sit and play the games you want to play and just chat to your mates. It doesn't really work. You're not going to grow like that. You need to be offering something. And that's why I ended up this way. Not because I thought, oh, this will help me grow. It's because I thought, well, I'm starting to really enjoy some of these indie games, and it was just an angle that I went down. So
no, I think this is great. I've been kind of
I've only just gone this way the last 2 months.
Cool. I've been hanging out on streams with like this type of stream more recently, obviously, because my game's more presentable now than it was before. But another Twitter person, Hour a Day Gamer. I don't know if you're familiar.
No.
He's pretty big into networking within the stream channels and the indie game channels. But he does indie game interviews as well. And yeah, he's just the same type of thing. But yeah, it's just a really great idea to be like, oh, bring on this guy from this game or this developer from this game, and then if the game does something later, bring them on again, or they'll come into the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
all the developers, they just end up in the chat, and it's cool because maybe my game's just being shown to developers that way, but they give some really great feedback too.
Yeah, and they know what they're talking about. Well, you saw Kelsum in the chat earlier on, and that is that's a couple. That's a I don't know if they're husband and wife, but they're a couple. But they've developed that game, a game called Cymatically Muffed, and they've designed it together. So they work on that together.
I'll have to find them on Twitter. I'm sure they're on there.
Yeah, they're what is their username? Oh, Kelsum. As the name is on there, they're on there.
I see their Twitter or their Twitch. I'm sure I'll find their Twitter on there.
Yeah. And
they don't have anything on their Twitch. Never mind.
No,
it's probably the same name then, right?
It is. It's just the same name on Twitter. Okay. But again, now they join me for a lot of my streams. They come in and chat, and and they're a developer, so they understand stuff.
Okay. Cool. I sent them a follow.
There you go.
For sure.
And that's cool because their game is all hand drawn. So
I saw that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's really again, it's a totally unique game again, another unique game. So, but yeah, hopefully we can get a group of developers and all share each other's games. You might learn from each other as well. I mean,
Yeah, no, I think that's a great way to build a community.
Can't hurt, can it?
And the other thing is, and I mentioned this on the last stream that I did, is that game developers buy games.
Yeah.
I do too. Just because I don't play them as often as someone who's like hardcore or whatever, doesn't mean I don't buy games. And I don't like AAA games. So when I buy a game, it's an indie game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I might try some of the bigger ones, but I try the smaller ones too. I do. And I test people's games.
That's the thing. You have to know about these games. And how do you know about them? So if you've got a whole collection of people talking about their own games, you're more likely to buy a game from a developer you've been chatting to. You go,
absolutely.
I'll try your game. That's awesome. So,
just, like as far as outside of the bigger games and the Nintendo stuff, that's almost all of what I play is games of people that I know because it's just more interesting to me. And as a developer, I think it's really important to be available to the people playing the game so they can have that player-developer relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's great for future game designers to have that, and I think it's great for game designers to have that.
Absolutely. And if you got to remember all this streaming sort of thing, this is all new. Streaming like game development and as a community, it's we're talking the last couple of years here, which is new.
Right. It's kind of the opposite of the way things were in the 80s, where everything was kind of done in either like a basement or a garage, or it was done in some cubicle somewhere and wasn't allowed to be shown. I mean, I think it was, I can't remember what company it was, but they were so hardcore about not letting their developers like out that there was like no photography allowed, like no one could know who was working on the project because they didn't want competition to pay them more to work on their project.
Exactly.
Which is super illegal now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and but like I said, now that's not the world we live in anymore. So
Right.
if you're a
Everything's
developer,
changed.
you need to be doing this stuff, and
Uh-huh.
the quicker
Yeah.
you get on it,
No, I
the
agree.
better you do. So if we can all benefit, then that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Right, I'm going to stop.
Well, I can introduce you to a Discord server
Yeah.
that has a ton of devs that are looking for this type of thing.
Right,
If you're looking to fill a list.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been reaching out on Twitter asking for people for devs to contact me. I normally get 1 or 2 a week contact me. To be fair, but
Sure, this might be a way to get like a shotgun blast of approach to it, because these are all devs that collected on Twitter, but eventually formed a Discord server to like be more networked than they already were, which is kind of cool.
awesome.
So
Yeah. Send it over. I'll join up. Obviously,
yeah,
I have a
I can
big
actually
one.
find that link right now.
So yeah, so I'll upload this stream to to YouTube, just so it's, like I said, it's permanently on there then, because Twitch deletes it after a couple of weeks, doesn't it?
Hey, I appreciate that for sure. If you want to edit it or not, that's totally up to you. Like, it doesn't bother me that there's a full stream on there.
No,
I did that a lot.
For now, like I said, I just don't have time to sit and watch my old
Yeah.
streams back. So for now, I'm just downloading them and re-uploading them straight to YouTube. I've
Mm-hmm.
got to do it after 20, because I'm an affiliate. I have to wait 24 hours.
Right, I'm the same way. Yeah. Being an affiliate actually just like made more hurdles than not being
know.
an affiliate, I feel
You
like.
can't use Restream. You can't stream it to anywhere else.
Right. And I don't have any subs.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I've never gotten any cheers.
I've got a couple of subs. That's it.
I haven't even drawn my emotes because I just don't really care that much. I do pixel art and I don't really care about my emotes. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't even understand the emotes. That's all lost on me. But yeah,
Well, they're custom, right?
yeah, that's true. I mean, I would love some custom ones eventually one day, but at the minute, it's not my priority at all.
Right.
But
All
I've
right.
lost again
And
since I left Twitch. I had
you gotta pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, unless you do it yourself, or I can do it for you maybe,
Yeah.
but I don't do them for myself. So
Yeah, what are the chances of me getting any?
yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But this has been a lot of fun. So I'd love to do this type of thing again.
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, just you're on my Discord now. I'll join yours. Just you find me. I try and stream a few times a week at least.
Yeah.
Depends on my shift work, obviously.
Yeah, I'm planning on trying to get some other types of stuff too, like that card game I'm telling you about.
Yeah.
I'm planning on trying to do some beta testing over Roll20. Have you ever heard of Roll20, the website?
No, I haven't.
So Roll20 is primarily used for tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons, right? And there's actually a way that you can play cards over this tabletop simulator, and you can create your own card deck. And so once I have some prototype art, I can put it on these cards and put them into this service, which is free to try.
I'm just looking.
Yeah, and it's got everything that I would need to be able to play my card game. I don't know if card games are something you're interested in, but I definitely want to try to get.
It's the sort of thing,
is it?
The problem is it is, but the problem is I've never really played them because I'm not really a social person in person.
You're not a what person?
I'm not really a social person in person.
Oh, a social person. Okay.
Because
I'm not either.
I've moved around so much. I don't have any local friends really anymore. I've just moved house too many times for that.
Hmm.
So I just don't bother anymore.
I know how that is.
Don't bother anymore. So I just keep the same community online. You know, that's
Sure, absolutely.
but yeah, no,
Um,
I'm interested to play anything, to be honest, as long as I'm enjoying
that's
it.
really cool.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean, one of
enjoying
the
it.
reasons why I thought a card game would be a good idea for me would be to get me to be more social, because I realized that that's something that you kind of need in life. And I
Yeah,
don't even have a girlfriend or anything, so like yeah, being social is, you'll go crazy if you're not social at some point. So
yeah,
and like you said, I'm the same way. I am just pretty much antisocial, sadly enough.
yeah. I mean, as soon as it starts getting to a few people, I'm like, yeah, that's enough now. I've had enough.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I
I
mean, I
don't know
used
why
to
I
like
thought.
going to parties and throwing parties, but now that I'm older, like, no, I barely have my crowd really, and
Yeah,
most of
well,
them are out of state.
I mean, even all my friends used to say, "Rich, you coming to the pub tonight? We're going drinking at the pub." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I've just bought the new FIFA, so I stay at home and play games. That's what I did. So it's never really interested me really. So I don't know why I thought
Uh,
creating a Twitch channel was a good idea, but I did.
well, it's a different type of socializing, and
It
there
is.
is a need for socializing.
Yeah, it is. I get
But
it. I get
face-to-face
it definitely is.
contact
Yeah,
is different. You
yeah.
know, having to go somewhere out of your
Yeah,
element or to put yourself in someone else's space
yeah,
is different than to be comfortable in your chat and have your people,
yeah.
and
And I
then
can.
someone jumps into your chat.
Yeah,
That's easy.
exactly.
You
And
know
I
what I
can log
mean?
off any time. I can just go bye, and I'm
Yeah.
back to myself. I love it.
No, I prefer it as well. And honestly, I think most social interactions and work should be done through remote, but that's just me. I think that, there's going to be a lot of pull of people saying, "No, we need to be active, we need to be physical." But if we look at the reality of thing is that there's a whole lot of people with disabilities that would benefit from more of life being remotely done.
Absolutely, I
So
agree.
I think eventually that's just going to be the way that it goes.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it will be.
and it's a convenience thing too. We have robots, we have computers. We can have these computers do robot things. Like we just click a button from here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe have some cameras, make sure nothing's going wrong.
Indie Dev. Okay, Indie Dev World Order. I've seen the hashtag. I've used it a few times.
Yeah, yeah. So that Discord is just full of devs. I mean, all types of devs. Um, we're talking everything from like pixel artists to programmers to voice actors to audio, music.
Amazing. Wow, that's
All
amazing.
these different types of people that are all working on different projects that they all pretty much want to advertise
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're all indies.
Of
So
course.
there's no NDAs holding them back from advertising.
That's amazing, isn't it? Oh, cool. I'll read the rules and see what I can post and what I can post and all that, and I'll see what.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I haven't even read the rules honestly. It's gone through some changes, but they basically got this elder council who most of them I know from either other Discord servers or Twitter,
Yeah.
and everything's just kind of come together. And me and a whole bunch of people, I think, were just kind of finding threads, just not physical threads, but like metaphorical threads on the internet of places to find networks of devs. And now they're all kind of woven into this tapestry, and that's
That's why
kind of what the
Discord is
indie
so
dev world
good.
order
Oh,
is. Yeah.
Discord is amazing for this. It's really changed the social sort of outlook on gaming. I think it's been such a huge revelation. No more
No, I
dodgy
agree.
forums and stupid TeamSpeak servers that someone who's paid the bill, who's paid the TeamSpeak bill, all that. I remember all that. Oh my god! And so that's why I love Discord. But yeah, well, I can't
Yeah,
say
I'm pretty happy with Discord. I could see how there could be issues with it in the future, but for now, it's great.
yeah, it's doing its job for now. Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned about how much data, how much network usage it uses sometimes. When you start joining too many channels, too many
Oh
servers,
yeah,
you watch your network usage
yeah.
really
It
ramps up.
def like I'm pretty spoiled being in the U.S. Our internet's really not terrible. It's not amazing. It's not like what Google thinks with Stadia and stuff. Like it's not that
Mm.
amazing, but it's really quite nice to have unlimited data. At least I have it on my mobile device and I have it on my computer, so I don't ever have to worry about it. I know a lot of people around here don't have it on their mobile devices,
Oh, I
so I could
do.
see how
Yeah,
that
I
could.
do.
Yeah,
Only because I have an unlimited plan, and
right.
my
It's
home internet,
expensive.
and yeah, not many places in the UK have unlimited data plans.
Right.
Um,
And then outside even further, like there was one server that I was on, I think it was gamedev.net or something like that. I can't
mm.
remember. Wherever it was based out of, they were complaining, or whoever I was talking to, they were complaining that I was using GIF instead of what is it, the W,
Really?
whatever that new format is.
I don't know.
Um, there's a lot of new formats that are coming out. GIF is really kind of old, but it's
Oh, really?
very useful because it's easy to embed and it moves when you put it on Discord, so it looks great for marketing. But they're 8 megabytes is the maximum on Discord, and this guy was complaining that 8 megabytes is like way too much just for a GIF, and like from his point of view, I totally understand. A WebM, that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, WebM, yeah, yeah. But if you pay for, I
Uh,
mean, I pay for my Discord. I actually pay to boost
oh,
it.
okay. So you're a Nitro user
Nitro,
then,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So I can
So
have
you get like
big
up to
little.
50 some odd
Yeah, I think
megabytes
it's
or
50.
something
Yeah,
like.
it was 50. So I mean, I don't need it to be honest. But it was when Discord
I could
first.
use that, but it would be kind of weird to make people download 50 megabyte GIFs. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's yeah. Of course, that's the other side. I mean, I don't. Like I said, I got it originally just because when Discord first came out, I was so impressed with it. I actually just wanted to support the platform. So I thought, well, I'm going to sign up as their sort of Nitro user just to give them some money because I was like, this is ridiculous. This cannot be free. I've spent thousands in the past on Ventrilo and TeamSpeak and all that stuff, and got not even half the features that Discord has. So I thought,
Yeah, I
well,
mean, I can kind of see that. On the other hand, I kind of look at it the same way that I look at SoundCloud, where I was an early adopter
mm,
of both of these platforms, and I've actually spread the news quite a bit. And I still try to get people on Discord all the time, especially my Discord.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'll have to join your Discord, won't I? Where have I?
Yeah,
Where
sure.
is it?
And so the point that I'm trying to make though is that like I'm going around advertising Discord all the time. So I feel like there's a reason why it should be free, but there's a reason why it could be paid also. I think what they're doing is great.
Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah.
if I had a better, if my business was further along, then I probably would be more prone to paying for a subscription
Of
service like
course.
that.
Oh, be right back. I have to deliver milk.
Yeah, take your time.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm back. Well, let me. I should probably just stop the stream because this is just us rambling on now. So let me.
What's that?
I'm going to stop the stream.
Oh yeah, sure.
I should probably stop because now we're just browsing the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me stop that there. Goodbye, Twitch.
Well, thanks again so much for streaming. I really appreciate it.
No, no, no. My pleasure. I will continue to do more. Don't worry.